And what a day two we've had. We've got through the single elimination. In the men's, Mito Monteiro winning at his home break. He's been unstoppable. Barrel after barrel, vertical turns. That's why he has taken this event. In second position, James Carew coming all the way up through the single, kicking out the likes of Sebastian Ribeiro and Erto Cosolino to go up against Mito in that super final. In third position, Machu Lopez, backside riding, absolutely destroying Punta Preta. And then the surprise rider in this event, Francesco Capuzzo, backside riding, incredible vertical turns, but unfortunately going down against Machu. Then on the ladies, we've had the queen, Muna White, coming back from an injury. Has had a bulging disc for the last three events, coming back strong and taking the win. She went to take on the event, and then Joanna Caterina came in second. Charlotte Carpentier in third, really good result for her. And then in fourth position was Frances Kelly from Canada.
Top of the morning, everybody. It is day 3 here at the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour in Cape Verde. We are at Punta Preta, one of the best right-handers on the planet for our discipline. It's amazing to see the conditions we've been having here. It's only day 3, and I almost have a voice from shouting so much over this mic. The action has been amazing. Little recap from yesterday. We finished the single elimination of both the disciplines, the men's and the women. Coming out on top, we have Mito Monteiro, local boy from Punta Preta, demonstrating why this is his wave. And then Muna White from Hawaii taking first position over Joanna Caterina. Congratulations to our provisional champions. It was amazing to be watching. So on the water right now, we have Libero Cosolino. Libero Cosolino is the father of Ayrton Cosolino. No stranger to the podiums, Ayrton. So yeah, let's see what his father can give us here at this best wave in the world. Then we have Hugo Marin, young Frenchman on the F1, orange lycra on the right-hand side of your screen. Both of these guys have been riding really well. This is the initial round to the double elimination. Like we were saying yesterday, double elimination format gives riders 2 chances to get back up there. So what that means, if they get kicked out in the single, they still have another chance to go through the double and crown themselves the champion. So now this is do or die. If you get kicked out now, you are out of the event. So let's see what both of these riders have for us. So you can see Ugo out the back there, just eyeing up the peak, seeing if you can see some of those smaller waves. The swell's a little bit smaller today, but still there's some really nice sets rolling in. And you can just see on the left-hand side of your screen, Libero there just playing up with a little wave, just getting a feel for it. But yeah, both of them are going to be waiting for some of that famous Punta Preta energy flowing in from the back. You can see the early morning here. We've come to the beach earlier because the wind is getting better in the morning. In the afternoon, as the sunset comes down, you can see how it kind of flukes off a little bit and actually starts turning even more offshore. Offshore conditions are very technical to ride. You really have to have the kite skills to stay on the wave. And let's see, looks like Libero's going to take off for the first wave of the heat. White Lycra, Libero Cosolino dropping in. Let's see what he's got for us. So coming down the line, nice little bottom turn off the top, dodging a few of those rocks there. You can see them bulging out, but he knows them off by like the back of his hand. Again, nice little turn. Want to be seeing him going a bit more vertical, but still good to get a score on the board. That's a good opener for Libero. And Orange Lycra, the youngster from France. Oh, he's pumping. He wants energies. He's hungry. Let's see. Sending that kite up off the top. Nice little layback there. Obviously needs a little bit more power. And again, bit too much in the flats. Judges are looking for those critical sections. That's where you want to be hitting it a little bit more. Unfortunately, the lip just taking the board from underneath his feet there. Like we were saying, judging criteria, this is a 100% wave event. What's that mean? We are looking for surfing, we're looking for turns, we're looking for cutbacks. And as we saw yesterday, we are definitely looking for barrels. So yeah, all of these riders have to perform. The top 2 waves count, and they have a 15 wave max. So that means they have 15 different waves that they can perform on for the judges. So second wave here for Libero, just backing off a little bit on that turn. You can see the wind's a little bit lighter. That's better, a little bit more power. Let's see, has he got a third one for us? Really good, going through the sections. There you go, Libero Maestro. Oh, tucking in. It feels like he's seeing that energy. That's good to see. And well, answering Hugo Marin. So here we go. That's a better hit right in the pocket. Wants to be getting a little bit more power out of that back foot, letting that tail loose. And you can see as the waves are smaller, they're a little bit more on the rocks, so they have to be watching out for that as well. There you go, some scores up. Libero Cosolino there riding out with the Neo. You can see it has a 3.33, and a 4.23, so 7.56 combo. Some good scores for him there. And then Hugo Marin still needs to score a little bit high, only has a 3.5 combination. You can see some bumps coming in through there. Let's see if Libero connects on that. Yeah, he's eyeing it up, coming down the line. There you go. Let's see what he's got for. This is aiming up to view one of the nicer waves of the day. You can see him turning that kite down. He needs to get that kite lower on that top turn though. Offshore conditions, unless you have the kite very low, you are getting pulled off the back of the wave there. So, but still, that's a good ride. That's 3 nice turns. Want to be seeing him going a little bit more vertical to improve those scores. Hugo Marin on the front of your screen. Once again, there's that high kite. Talking to a lot of the riders yesterday, they explain how hard it is to ride in offshore conditions. We were fortunate enough to have windsurfing legend Josh Angulo with us here in the booth, and one of the things he says is, you've got the power of Punta Preta hitting the reef, and then you have the power of the wind pushing you away from the reef, so you're pretty much in the middle of a washing machine. So very, very technical to be able to get these turns in, which is amazing when you see the guys and girls make it look so easy, but it isn't. So front and center, Libero going backside, so showing the versatility he has there to our judges. Straight lining it a bit. We want to be, a little bit more in the critical zone. What is the critical zone? That's where the wave is breaking. So the closer to that section, the judges are going to be scoring it higher and higher. Hugo also, wave selection, super important. Took off on a runner there. Lost a lot of upwind durability. So yeah, not really a counting wave there for him. You have to remember, 15 waves seems like a lot, but it isn't. When your adrenaline is pumping, you're in the World Cup, you're at Punta Preta, you know, to remember exactly how many waves you've had is very hard. So you want to be picky, you want to be selective, but obviously you still need to get those scores on the board. There you go, Liberto riding well. 4.23 and a 4.3, 5.53 combo. Ugo, there you go, getting a little bit more of rhythm there. 5.7. Anybody's game at the moment, but still, Ugo needs to step it up a little bit if he wants to take this away from the local Liberto. Here we have the young Frenchman taking off on another wave. Let's see if he can get a better score for this one. Looking behind to see if the set is a little bit better. Once again, a long runner. You want to be getting some turns in there, Ugo. That's not what we want to see. You know, you need to select the right ones. Patience is a virtue. Patience is key. Easier said than done by, though. Of course, when you're out there, you're anxious. You just want to get on the waves and get some scores. But you know, that's where you can see a lot of the competition experience of some of the guys and girls yesterday. You know, Mito Monteiro come in first position in the single elimination. He just chilled out the back, looking around. Okay, this is his home break. This is his playground. But you can really see that local knowledge. And Liberto also, living in Cape Verde, has that knowledge. So there you go, a couple keeping himself busy, but yeah, just we want to be seeing a little bit more verticality if we want to get past those 5.0 scores. But still, numbers on the board at the moment, he has the advantage, but you know, anybody's game. Little bit of a lull. The tide's actually quite low at the moment, so as the day goes past, as we get further along in day 3 here, we will see the waves starting to pump because the tide will push up. It's actually explained by one of the local guys here this morning. There's some interesting fact. He said, to know how the waves are going to be, just look up in the sky. You see that little white dot? That's the moon. As soon as you see that one going down and pushing, you will see the waves will come through. So really interesting facts to see how all of these different, you know, the different people, local knowledge, everybody has their little tricks, everybody has their little ideas. And yeah, normally the local fishermen don't get it wrong. They've been here, seen it day after day. So as soon as I see that moon dropping in front of our screens here, we know some Punta Preta beasts are going to come through. Can see the waves as the toads lie, it's a little bit flatter on the outside section, then they start jacking up a bit. So here we have Libero, yeah, on another wave, speed running it down. I think you've seen that first section. There you go, nice little turn there. You know, we want to see, you can see the rocks just bulging out of the water. You know, obviously we have mentioned to the guys that be careful of the rocks, the tide is low, you know, you have to keep your distance. But yeah, both of these riders navigating that really well. And that's the end of that hit. So Libero Corsolino will take the win over Coumarine. Great riding from the Frenchman. Unfortunately not connecting the waves I know he would have liked to, but yeah, really good to see the young talents coming into the sport. And Ugo, a very, very good freestyler. I have no doubt we will be seeing him in events further on in the tour. So we're back. So Libero Corsolino advancing over Hugo Marin there, and Libero next would be going up against Pedro Matos in one of the final rounds. So that's going to be a very interesting heat a little bit further along. So now we're going to get back into the second round of the double elimination. As we mentioned, double elimination is an awesome format for all of the riders. It allows them to have a second chance if they get kicked out. If you get kicked out in the single, you can still make it all the way back in the double and push through. So yeah, all of these riders really like this format, and it can, portrays, what this sport can do for them. So in the water now, we have Mr. Joe Silva, the reason we are here in Cape Verde, the reason we have Punta Preta absolutely pumping. He said he's been praying for the last 2 months. He is one of the organizers of this event. Thank you, Joe, for having us. And here we have Kiket, my local boy from Tarifa, one of the most progressive freestylers we have at the moment, only 18 years old, new addition to the duotone international team. Good to see him surfing along, and out the back, Joe Silva, powerhouse, going top to bottom. Look at him just slacking those lines out. He knows this place off by heart. So he's talking to him before. He's really happy to see the youngsters coming into the sport, and he wants there to have fun, have a time with Kiket on the water. And I know Kiket, he's just starting to get into the surfing. This is the great thing about the tour. The freestylers becoming better surfers, the surfers becoming better freestylers. Vamos, Kiket, esa es buena. There you go. Look at the smile on his face. He's loving these conditions. So Kiket coming down. Nice little bonton. Yeah, hit it in the top there. That's good. Local boy. Come on. Oh, he's eyeing up the barrel. There you go. And again, off the top. Really good to see the youngsters killing it. So yeah, there you go. Good one, Kiket. And Joe Silva dropping him. Boom! There you go. That's what the judges will be looking for. Commitment, hitting it in that critical point. That's what they say, hitting it in the pocket. So yeah, Joe Silva, local here from Punta Preta. He's no stranger to this wave, so really showing the local knowledge, and he is such a powerful rider. There you go, a couple of scores coming up. 5.07 for Joe on that first wave, then 3.77, and then Kiket getting a 2 and a 1, so still got some work to do, but yeah, good to see him here eyeing up the tiger that is Punta Preta. Needs to get a little bit more vertical, a little bit front hand pressure, get that kite lower, Kiket. There you go, vamos. Little air off the top. No, good riding from Kiko. Can see right hand side of my booth, it looks like Joe's coming in on one of the set wave. Selection is key. Coming down, he's coming in with some power. Now he's going to send the kite down to do that first bottom turn, a little bit out into the flats to be able to go back more vertical. That's what we're looking for. Look at that pocket, really nice. Releasing that front hand to do that layback, cutback. We saw a lot of those yesterday from James Carew, and obviously Joe Silva, one of the most powerful riders here as well. So really good. Man, they're coming close to the rock. Boom. Yeah, that's going to be a good score for Joe. Just getting pulled off the back of the wave there, but that first hack is one of the best we've seen today. Vamos, Kiket. Okay, so Eye of the Tiger coming down the line. Let's see what he's got for her. He's pushing, he's pumping. I can see the determination on his face. So keep that kite low. Front hand pressure. There you go. So turns up. Pull that kite down. Boom. You can see if you get that kite down on that top turn, you get pulled back into the wave. It's super hard to get that. And this is what is interesting about some of these youngsters. You can see Kiket there eyeing up the wave. Obviously he comes from the freestyle side, so jumping up, spinning and pushing the board left, right and center in the air. It's his second nature. I know he's been talking to Ayrton, he's new rookie on the duotone team. I mean, what a team. All of these guys have been helping out. They are a family. You can see, yesterday James losing his kite, all of them together putting another kite in the water, get back on the water to be able to compete. And they've been helping out Kiket a lot because, Unfortunately, Tarifa doesn't have the best waves or lack of them. But yeah, it's great to see how all of them help each other out. And out the back, I can see some bombs coming through. So let's see. Both of these riders look like this here. You can see Joe Silva eyeing up the first one of the set. And it looks like Kiket has turned on a wave as well. Let's see who gets the first one. Yep, so that is Kiket on a nice wave there. Just checking that Joe isn't on the wave. Obviously, Joe had priority over Kiket. There, that's a good turn. Get that kite down. Come on, pull it forward. That will help you. There you go. Bottom turn, dragging the hand. Really good. Kiket hasn't been surfing for long, so great to see him charging. And here we have, boom. That's what we want to see. Verticality, top and bottom. You can see commitment, really nice from the Cape Verdean here. Turn number 3, linking those sections. There you go. There's that layback, cutback. Really nice here from Joe Silva. Yeah, there you go. Just linking those sections together. You can see he knows this place, so he knows when, how, and with what to hit it. So yeah, that's going to be a solid score for the Cape Verdean. Kiket on his way out there, having probably the best hit he's had of the day. So you can see scores not quite getting past that 2.0 section, but I think, there you go, speak of the devil. So 2.53, so starting to get his mojo together. 10.37 for Joe Silva and a 5.2 total. So yeah, still not too far off. Good performance here from the Spaniard, but the power of Joe Silva at the moment is winning the heat. There you go, Kiket eyeing down a section. Good, there you go, much better wave selection than the last couple waves. So here you can see you come down the wave, hold your edge. You want to push that kite up as you're doing the bottom turn, but keep that front hand pressure. There you go, that's better. You see, unfortunately there, this is one of the things with the offshore conditions. On that top turn, you need to get that kite low. Like take Joe here for the example. So coming down the wave, goes up. Look how hard he's pulling that forward, so it gets him back on the wave. This is a very important thing to remember if you're going to offshore condition locations. This is probably, talking to Matthew yesterday, this is one of the most important things. You have to go with probably one size smaller than you would normally do, and the front hand pressure, getting that kite, pulling you back onto the wave, are the two key things to do for these waves. So just over 5 minutes left here. So yeah, we have Kiket on the outside mark. He's riding a lot better today. Yesterday, unfortunately, got through his heat, but was a little bit too far out and couldn't make his way back to the impact zone. He was, a lot of the guys have been, helping him out. He hasn't been surfing for a long time. Telling him he needs to stay a little bit closer to the rocks to be able to stick at it and come upwind. So obviously, it's amazing, this youngster, he's a sponge. You suddenly hear, see a move from Ayrton, and the next 2 or 3 days he'll be trying it, no fear. So obviously listening to his elders and taking in all that information, and it's showing here today. So Kiket Royce speed lining it down on one of these waves, decided against it, didn't quite bring it together there, so he'll be going back to the impact zone for the next set. And orange lycra, you can see Joe looking behind this wave to see if it's a good one or not, trying to decide if there's going to be a set. Yeah, there you go. It looks like he saw the bump on the outside and has decided to just go for it. So yeah, to stay in that impact zone, wave selection is key. In the end, it's only 2 waves are needed. Like Josh said yesterday, 2 waves, 2 minutes, 20 points, you win the heat. Easier said than done, but still, that's the concept. That's what we want to see. So you can see Joe Silva there, just tacking in front of Kiket. Obviously, both of them seen some waves. So There you go. Determination on both of those faces. I love these images. Actually, Mitu showed me an image this morning where he's airing off the back and he has James Carew in front of him, and it just shows, you know, what kind of heats. Whoa! That's what we want to see. Off the top, letting those fins loose, coming back, airdropping into the wave. Really good. One-hit wonder, but still very good performance here from José. Kiket, there you go. That's that front hand. Get that kite down, Kiket. And again, one more section. Good, hitting it a little bit flat there. You can see it still needs to drive the kite down, but I mean, it's easy for me to say here on the mic. If I got it out there, I'd be doing it a lot worse. Still, these guys, it's amazing how they perform, and the progression Kiket has had over the last 3 months in surfing is great, and I can't wait to see him in the future wave events. He is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future years of this tour. So here you can see Kiket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 waves against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Joe Silva. So already Kiket has taken up half of his wave count. So sometimes selection, I know there's not a lot of set waves coming through, but it's better quality over quantity. You know, it's a 2 wave that give you the score. That's what you're looking for. You can get those 2 10s, 2 minutes, but yeah, it is hard. 15 wave total, you know, blood running, adrenaline pumping, easier said than done. I mean, 1, 2, 5, or was that 6, or was it 8? So it's not an easy feat just to remember all your waves out there, but still, both of these guys killing it. Joe Silva, upper hand here, definitely more vertical, more power, letting that tail loose, and that last one-hit wonder that he had, one of the best hacks of the day. Here we have Kiket Roy on one of the first waves of the sets. Let's see. Edge that board and coming down, letting loose the hand. There you go. Much better. Look at that beauty. That's what the waves that we want to see. So come on. There you go. Is he going to link this second section up? He's eyeing it, trying to get there. Right place. Much better, Kiket. There you go. Better riding here from the Spaniard, starting to get the flow. And here we have Powerhouse Silva. Boom! Destroying Punta Preta. You can just see how he... Off there! There you go. That was a beauty. Really nice turn. You can just see how he, you know, engages that bottom rail, hits the top of the wave, and actually gets thrown back on the wave by the lip because he's pretty much hitting it just on that roof. Amazing riding here from the Cape Verdean. You can see Joe Silva. Great to see him organising this event here in Cabo Verde. Thank you very much, and all the sponsors and every single person that puts the little grain of sand to make this one happen. I mean, what a way to start the 2019 GKA World Tour here in Cape Verde. Punta Preta, 5-foot barreling waves. You know, one of the best right-handers in the world, and it's just to get these conditions at the start of the year. I can't imagine what else is going to happen. And I can see Kiket there eyeing the little barrel. He wants to, you know, get in that cathedral and get that feeling. And Joe Silva again just ripping these waves apart. No, really good riding here from Joe. Local knowledge. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of the heat. So Joe Silva taking that one with a 13.87, and then Kiket Roy with a 6.37. That's going to be the end of the event for Kiket. But Kiket, we are so proud of you. Muy orgulloso de ti, chaval. He's been doing a really good performance. Hasn't been surfing for long. Starting to get his flow, and I know we're going to see great things from him. So congratulations, Kiket Roy, and we will see you again soon.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia-a-dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinha o seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido. Ou melhor, é Garantia Seguros.
And we're back, so there you go, Camille Delamarre in the water against Neves. Camille Delamarre, unfortunately, at the beginning of this event, had a bit of an injury just before we started. He was talking to him yesterday. He said he was going to be using a seat harness. Let me see if he has done that in the end. I think he has, to see if he could, you know, release the pain from his back there. So I can see his mum on the shore here just eyeing him down, make sure he's okay. So yeah, but it looks like after those couple of turns, it looks like he's okay, and he's going to have to be. He's up against Neves, one of the better local underdogs here. But let's see, you know, Camille Delamarre, one of the best riders we have on tour, you know, taking the single elimination in the Brazilian event in November in Praia, you know, doing one of the best freestyle heats with Verticality we've ever seen. So let me see. So the Frenchman coming down, F1 rider, boom, looks like his back is fine there. There you go, just okay, one hit wonder. I think he doesn't want to stay too close to those rocks, but yeah, really good there from Camille. Here we have Neves, a little bit of a lull here, so just over 11 minutes, you know, only had 2 minutes of the heat. Easy, there's going to be 3 or 4 sets still. Let's see how they do. So there's both of the riders. You have white lycra, Neves, orange lycra, Camille Delamarre. Looks like a little bit of energy is starting to form out the back. There's a couple of sets. Yeah, definitely I can see it. Don't know if you can see it on the camera, but out the back I can see some movement, some bumps coming through. So hopefully we see the first good set of the heat. So front and center we have Neves coming down the line. Nice, good amount of speed, bottom speed, dragging, hitting the wave. Critical point, really nice, letting that tail loose, opening up that shoulder. You can see, engaging that rail, boom! That was nice. Really good to see him hitting the wave underneath that lip. That's what the judges want to have. Camille Delamarre, little bit flatter turn, has a lot more speed coming off the bottom. There you go again. Really nice turn from Camille. Really good, really good. Releasing that tail. Oh, looking for that cover up. That's that inside section we saw yesterday is where the wave peaks up and they can get underneath and get into that little barrels. I mean, yesterday some of the barrels were huge, like we say, the cathedrals, but at the moment, little green balls, nothing compared to yesterday. But we know as the day comes forward and the tide starts picking up, or as the fisherman said, as the moon drops, we will see Punta Preta cathedrals left, right and center. So Neves on a wave, really nice turn. There you can see that kite, how low it has. So he was able to get back on the wave. That was a solid turn for Neves, really nice. And again, that's the F1 Bandit, showing why it's one of the most complete kites there on the market. Good for freestyle, good for wave riding, very good kite there. And on the hands, and Neves obviously is going to be a winner. Camille Delamarre going back out. So 3.67, nothing special, but good to see. So yeah, and we have Neves as well, 2.67. Obviously, both of these guys still have that last wave to drop on the scoreboard there. So we will see those scores increasing. But good riding from both of these F1 riders. You can see Mr. Delamarre eyeing up a little section here, so he's coming down the line, pumping with there you go, pumping, he wants it, you can see it. Oh, there you go, nice little bit of a stalling here. Let's see, is he going to try to get in that little barrel? Not so far, obviously going down the section, off the top with a menace. Really nice there from Mr. Delamarre. Second turn, that's beautiful. Layback, cutback. Really like those layback, cutback. I think it's one of my favorite moves. We saw it from the Aussie James Carew yesterday. Camille obviously been watching James and has been getting those laybacks really nicely. Neves, even though you didn't see it on the screen, had a good wave. Bit of a one-hit wonder, but still that will be a score on the board, just getting past that shore bait. So good riding from both of them, keeping themselves busy. Really entertaining here for us. So I have Camille's mum here in the booth, just asking her to see how he is. It seems like Camille has had problems with his back for the initial days of the event, but you couldn't tell it. But yeah, I can see her. She's watching him, just making sure everything's okay. And going by the scores, it looks like, you know, taking it easy. He wants to ease into these initial rounds of the double. He's got a long way to go if he wants to get up further in this competition. But yeah, great to see the Frenchman back in solid form. He was definitely missed in the single elimination here. And once again on a wave, just seeing if he decided to take off. You can see him looking back. There you go. Bottom turn. Hitting it pretty much in the critical zone. A little bit of a flatter wave. So, you know, we want to see them taking off of the bigger waves of the set. The judges will be sure in the selection. Just trying to do those airs we saw yesterday from Ayrton and Me Too. So all of the guys have been watching. It's great to see how the riders push each other and, you know, push the sport. That's what it's about. You see your compadres there killing it, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to try that as well. You can't take all the fame. So yeah, good to see everybody mixing it up. Neves on the water, hitting it right in that section. This guy has very good wave selection, and I really like that top turn of his. There you go, releases that front hand, opens up that shoulder. Back foot pressure, which allows that board to get back around. And if you hit the wave on the lip will throw you back into it. So yeah, good riding here from the Cape Verdean. You see him just pulling and trimming his kite there. Camille Delamarre looked like he was going to take off on a wave, but decided against it. See, out the back, maybe he's got that sixth sensor, they would say, the surfers. They can feel the ocean. They can be part of the ocean. And here we have him on yet another wave. Seems like it's opened up nicely. You know, really nice low style. Let's see, bottom turn. That's what we want to see. Just board getting cut underneath him, not quite making that turn, but good commitment here from the Frenchman. So there you go, scores up. This is down to the wire by the skin of his teeth. Mr. Delamarre, 9.06 against Neves, an 8.87. So very close heat here. Still loads of time left. 4.5 minutes, early days for sure. We're going to be seeing some more waves and some more action from both of these guys. As we were mentioning before, the wind in the mornings is a little bit more consistent. As the day goes on and the sun starts to go down, it flukes out and goes a little bit more offshore. So here we go, Neves. That's what we're looking for. You can see the commitment coming down, going back almost vertical against his arc, coming down with the same amount of speed, letting that tail loose, which gives you that beautiful photo finish where you just see the guys completely lay back. Great ride in there from Nevis, and Camille hitting it in the right place. You look at the face of determination. He's angry, he's hungry. Let's see what he's got for us here. We got a little air. We do. A little grab on the wave. Yeah, Cosolino and Mitu, watch out. Camille Delamarre is copying some of your moves. But I will say, in all fairness, I think the guys that can claim those airs are probably the windsurfers before our times. Josh Angulo that we had here yesterday for the semis and the finals. Great to have some of the, sports legends here with us, and just seeing how hyped they are on the sport. In the end, it's watermen. We all want to have fun. Bigger garages, bigger cars, more toys for more hours on the water. That's the aim. There you go, Nevis. Beautiful top turn off of that wave. Unfortunately, a little bit behind the section. Won't be able to make it past. Still, one hit wonder, but a good wave. And here we have Camille. Man, these guys are keeping me busy. Coming down. Come on, Camille. Bottom turn. Determined. Right in the pocket. There you go. Looks like that back is fine. And again, second turn. Linking up that section. Coming down. There's that little runner you have to do to get past. Are we going to see that air? Oh, no. Unfortunately, forgot to take the board with him, but yeah, great performance for Camille. Looks like he's finding his form and starting to get in sync with Cabo Verde Punta Preta's beauty here. So Delamarre 96996 and Nevis 897. These riders are taking it wave for wave, so anybody's game still. 2 minutes left. Boom! There you go. That's the open arc. Really nice from Nevis. Just losing a bit of power there. Is he going to be able to hold it? Wow. There you go. Holding that landing there. That's not easy. You can see, obviously, this guy also does some freestyle. It's not easy to land on a board strapless. What does strapless mean? It means you're not attached. These guys are literally just standing on the board using wax or a pad so they don't slip out. The difficulty it takes to position the board against the wave or push the board against the wave to be able to stay on their feet is incredible. So really good. And Nevis edging out Mr. Delamarre. So we have a 10 against a 9.96. So Camille would need a 4.98 to take the win here. So closing minutes of the heat, 1.1 minute 22 seconds. Can still Camille's mum starting to stand up. The nerves are starting to come in here. Let's see what the Frenchman has for us. I would say selection's going to be key for this one. Is he going to take on this one? Is he going to take on the one in the back? He's eyeing up the back section. Still 1 minute left. Let's see what the Frenchman decides. That's a hard call. I'd go back out if it was me, but yep, he's decided to go back out. 50 seconds left. Let's see. You can see Nevis position himself on a very nice wave out there. Going to be interesting, but there is another one behind, which I think Camille will have enough to time take. So good riding for both of the guys. Here we have Cape Verdean Nevis coming down the line for the last wave of his heat. Let's see what he's got for us. Bottom turn. Beautiful off the top, but no. That kite was too high. You can see he had that issue there. And here we have Camille taking on a very good wave. Let's see. Seems like it's opening up. He's going to have to go down the line a bit to be able to get a section here. So let's see. Okay, coming down, pushing it hard. Bottom turn, off the top. Little smacker there. Is he going to be able to get past this first section? Yeah, he is. This wave will count. No, unfortunately. Not opening up too much and falling off there. So let's see the official results there, but it seems that as it stands, Nevis will be going through to the next round. We will be confirming that after a small commercial break. And we're back, front and center on the screen. You can see Tony Chiliberto from Italy is against Millard from Canada. Millard riding for Ocean Rodeo had a really good single elimination yesterday. Unfortunately, the heat didn't quite get through. He had a hard draw, but he was riding really well. Here we have Donny Chili coming down, backside riding. Let's see what he's got for us. Bottom turn coming off the top. Little bit flat. We want to see you go more vertical there, Tony. Won't be a high scorer there. You can see just getting pulled off of the back of the wave. That won't be scored well by the judges. We want to see verticality. We want to see a little bit more that arc going past that vertical position, hitting the wave, coming down, going back against where you went up. Imagine if you were there with a pencil, you'd almost be drawing that famous figure of 8, as they would say. These guys going a little bit flat at the moment, but still early days in the heat, getting a couple of scores on the board. We don't want to see them straight lining it. Oh, there you go. Little air there off the end just to finish the heat, finish the wave, excuse me, but nice. So Tony Chiliberto, Italian rider, RRD rider, very, very good wave rider. He is excuse me, he is actually number 2 in the Italian championship for wave riding, with Sandro Piso taking the win over him. They had a very good heat together, Sandro just taking it. So now double elimination. I know the Italian is going to come back with a vengeance, so let's see how he does in this heat against Millard. You can see the tide is pushing up here in Punta Preta. The guys aren't skimming the rocks so much that they were doing before. So you can see some of the sets are starting to form a little bit further out. So Tony Chili speed lining it down the break here. Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to be scoring well. What are the judges looking for? This is 100% wave riding. What does that mean? That means that the judges are looking for vertical turns. They're looking for cutbacks. They're looking for those barrels, those roundhouses, combining sections, going through maneuvers and entering one maneuver, coming out with another, fluidity. That's what the judges will be giving those scores to. And so far, at the moment, these guys, oh, nice. That's a nice little snapper on the flats there, showing some power there. But still, we want to be seeing the joining, linking them together, pretty much as if you almost forget about the kite and surfing. Those are the ones that are going to be getting those higher scores. Both of these riders, unfortunately, at the moment, haven't been able to link a good wave together, waiting for some of the sets. But been watching these guys free ride over the last few days. Both of them have really, really good surfing skills. So let's see if they can portray that in the heat. I mean, competing is a completely different ball game. I mean, it's easy to have a free ride, get a good wave, chill out, get another one. But when you hear that buzzer, trust me, adrenaline starts pumping in. I come from a freestyle background, competed on the PKA a long time ago, and I remember easy to free ride. As soon as you get in the heat, it is a completely different game. The buzzer just drives you crazy. It takes a while to get used to it, but in the end, you do learn to love it. So here we have, looks like we've got a set coming through, looking over his shoulder, just making sure that Tony didn't have that wave because he would have priority. Here we come, coming down. That's a better bottom turn. Not so much power off the top, but still engaging well. Hit, there you go, that's what we want to see. Letting that tail loose, hitting it in that critical position in the pocket. Tony Chili again needs to get that kite lower if he wants to get past the top section of the Punta Preta. Talking to Macho Lopez, yeah, once again, congratulations on that third position. Mr. Tropical was over the moon, came into this event with a little shoulder injury. energy and injury and he is over the moon to get that position. But what he was saying, it's very hard to get that top snap backside. You really have to put that kite low and position your body completely over the top, so no easy thing to do.
Bom dia, Santa Festa. Bom dia, GKA. Bom dia, mundo. Agora estamos na água com Tony Chile, que está a representar Itália. Lucky, diretamente da Austrália.
Orange Lycra, front and center, Millard, looking at this one, looking behind his shoulder, making sure if it's a good one to go on. Once again, top two waves score, 15 wave total. He's decided he has. Nice little cut back there. Let's see his second. There you go, letting that tail loose, unfortunately, getting the board underneath him and losing it there. So that's not going to be a high score. Still getting some numbers up there. It would be interesting to see how these riders are scoring at the moment. Don't think, you know, memory serves me well, I don't think there'd be more than a 3-point ride. There is from Millard, that last one, 4.43. If not, the rest of them are very lower scorers. But still, Millard in the lead, 8.2 against 3.57. Tony Chiliberto got his work cut out. You can see a little bit flatter off the top, not quite getting the verticality we're looking for, but still, I know the Italian is more than capable of absolutely destroying this wave. Just needs to get in sync with the ocean. Double elimination, it's do or die. If you get kicked out now, you are out for the day. Look how perfect that wave just breaks. It's just peeling there in the front. On the one behind, we have Millard engaging. There you go. First turn, just, you know, setting himself up for this bottom turn. That's a good one. That's, you can see the kite way too high. What does that mean? Offshore conditions. Need to get that kite forward. That's what all of them are saying. I'm still trying to do it myself. But yeah, you need to make sure on that top turn, the kite is pulling you forward so it pulls you back into the wave. If you have it too kite, you're going to get pulled off the back, just like we saw there. Millard had that problem. But still, good initial riding from both of them. He has the lead, so he's in that winning position at the moment. Can see serious fate there for the Italian, looking up and down, making sure he doesn't lose the opportunity of a set. Punta Preta, you know, she is a beast. It does come up and down. The wind is quite fluky on the top section, so you have to be very intelligent to see where you're riding, what you're doing, so you don't get out of position, because as soon as the set comes through, you want to be on those waves. Top two waves are the ones that score out of a 15 wave total. So, you know, as Josh said yesterday, you can get the win with two waves in a very short period of time, but if you want to get that wave, you have to be in position. Punta Preta is all about positioning. You can see some of the locals, you know, our single elimination winner, Mitu Monteiro, knows it off by heart. Every single wave he took on, it was a peeler. He just came down the reef. He knew where to hit it, how to hit it. You know, it's very important to have that knowledge. Talking to guys like Paulino Pereira yesterday, who had the best barrel of the first day of the event, but I think Mitu took the title from him there yesterday. Still really good riding from the Portuguese rider. He says it's like a triangle. As soon as you see it hitting the reef in the right position, then you know it's going to be a good one. Once again, you know, he is an aerodynamic engineer, works for the Portuguese military, so obviously mathematics is a strong point for him, and such is wave riding. So yeah, amazing all the different skills, how you mix it together just to get the knowledge and be able to read these waves well. So here, Tony Chiliberto, again, needs to go a little bit further out into the flat so he can open up that turn. Here we have Millard on one of the best waves of the heat. Bottom turn, engaging, good speed. Get that kite down. There you go. Pull that kite down. Here we have opening up again. Usually a second turn's better. Yep, that's a better one. Coming down, holding it. Nice little airdrop there. Now let's see this last section. Little flat, but still combining the sections and combining the turns. This is probably going to be one of the higher score waves of the heat. There's a nice one. Nah, not quite making it there. Tony Chiliberto coming down the line. Let's see what he's got. Going a little bit straight. You need to be going into the flats, as we were mentioning. Still combining 2 turns on this wave. Better opening his shoulder a little bit, being able to let that back foot loose and slide that tail. Nicer wave there for the Italian, starting to get into sync. You can see him there with his RRD kite, making it all the way to the shore. So Millard there, 8.2 against Chiliberto, 3.57, 9.43 score on the board. Yep, there you go. Highest score of the heat. So Millard definitely dominating over the Italian. Very good performance here from the Canadian. Chiliberto making his way back out. There's some bumps coming through. 1 minute 20 seconds left of this heat. Chiliberto needs a good wave. He needs a good ride to even get close to taking out Millard. Let's see what he's got for us. Coming down this eye of the tiger. Vamos, Tony. Dale, vai, vai. Here we go. Good amount of speed. Wants to open himself up. Going down. Is he going to get the turn in this one? Just speed lining it at the moment. Better off the top. Still staying quite vertical, letting go. Looks like he's a bit overpowered and can't quite make it. Millard on the section. Boom. Oh! There you can see just Punta Preta taking him and spanking him off the back of that wave. But still, Millard showing commitment and determination, hitting the wave in the pocket. But hey, if you want those high scores, you've got to risk it. Great to see him committing to that wave. Better wave there for Tony, 6.2. He would need a 5.9 to win. He's got 14 seconds left. If I was you, I'd turn around on that wave right there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This wave will count for Tony Chiliberto. Needs a 5.9. Can he pull it off? Opener. Better turn off of the top, much better coming down the line. Let's see. Tony Chiliberto from Italy, eyeing up, trying to get a little cover up. Needs a couple turns if he wants to get that 5.9 score. Not sure. Out the side of my booth. Might be a surprise for us here. Millard defending his title. Very nice power turn there at the top. Trying to make it past that second section of Punta Preta. Really like how he opens his shoulder there. Doesn't quite get the verticality. Engages that front rail well, but needs to be pushing off of that back foot to go up. So still a score to drop for Chiliberto, but by the looks of it, I'm very sure he didn't get a 5.9 for that wave. So Millard taking the win over Antonio Chiliberto. Congratulations. Great riding from both of you. There you go, some great images of Ojo de Agua, one of the nicest hotels we have here in Puerto Santa Maria. Beautiful, really nice food, and yeah, just looking at those drinks again once you want to run over there. So thanks for their support. We had the opening ceremony there and really nice. So yeah, we'll be going back there soon. And in the water we have the Frenchman, Ralph Boland, destroying one of these little runners here in Punta Preta, and decided that rock against board isn't what he wants at the beginning of the heat, so just jumping out there. Joanna, don't worry, he's fine, and he's up against Betancourt. Betancourt really impressed me in the single elimination. Cool rider. He started off his first heat with his freestyle board a little bit flatter. As we were mentioning, equipment is key. Freestyle boards tend to be wider, more this chopped up nose that we're seeing. Why? Because in the end, you land in front, land in back. They need to have that volume to take those landings, and then you see for waves like this, you need less width. It has to be narrow. It needs to hold the speed, be able to do that arc in turn. Some of those beautiful bottom hand turns we've been seeing throughout this event. So equipment choice is key, and you can see Ralph here on RRD, and then we have Betancourt on the core kite. So both of these guys know what they're talking about. They've had some good single eliminations, but unfortunately got kicked out early, so they're here back with a vengeance. White lycra, front and center, Frenchman Ralph Boland, bottom turn, nice. There you go, off the top, just trying to release that foot at the back. Once again, linking those sections, good positioning, holding that back foot, pushing the tail out, small wave. Oh, there you go, a little bit of freestyle there for you as well. And Betancourt is on that freestyle board again. You see how the nose is completely chopped off. Why? Because as we were saying, freestyle boards are going to be landing front, backwards, doing the maneuvers. You don't need that in front part of the nose, because in the end, you are just, flicking the board around. It's more like a skateboard. Interesting decision on a wave like Punta Preta, but hey, this guy's a local, knows it well, maybe because the wave's a little bit smaller. He prefers to have that kind of a board to give him a little bit of an advantage. Everybody knows their stuff. You don't know yourself better than yourself, so let's see how that turns out here for Betancourt. There you go, initial scores up. Ralph, consistent, 4.13, 4.3, 8.43 total. Good start, keeping it easy, just getting some scores on the board. Then Betancourt, first wave was a one-hit wonder, but then a second wave of 3.03. So 3.96 total, needs the 5.4. Early days in the heat. 9.5 minutes still left, so still loads of action here at Punta Preta, day 3. GKA Kite-Surf World Tour Cape Verde. Now you can't see on the screen, but I can see out the left-hand side of my booth. The locals, the music is starting to pump. It's amazing. You can just see these drums going. I'm dancing from side to side here. This is one of the things about Cape Verde. Cape Verde has soul. One of the main phrases here is no stress. It explains it all. There's waves, there's sun, there's good vibe. It just has energy, and it's so nice to come here for the second year running, to be here for the first event of the tour. It's awesome, and these conditions that Punta Preta has been delivering are going to go down in history. Oh, there you go. On the back, I can see Ralph Boland edging into a beauty. There you go, off the top. Nice little turn there. Keeping it a little bit flat. Needs to get a little bit more vertical. Let's see, turn number 2. Good section. Bit better still. Needs to put that pressure on that back foot. Better. There, nice. Coming down, let's see. Once again, turn number 4. Linking a good 4 turns in on this wave. Still not as fluid that the judges are going to want to see, but good score there for the Frenchman. Interesting to see how the judges are going to be scoring that. I reckon probably in the 4-5 area. Not very vertical turns, but he did get 4 or 5 on there, so quite a complete wave. Let's see what they say. So Ralph Boland in the lead, still that last wave to drop. Interesting to see the score on that one. I think it's going to be better than a 4.3, but hey, we have 5 of the best international judges above my head. They know their stuff. Let's see if I get it right also. There you go, I did 5.27. So obviously sitting in this commentary box is making me become with the score. So really good to see, you know, in the end, what happens with the scoring. 100% waves. Let's explain how that works. You have a panel of 5 judges. The top score and the lowest score are taken out, and then it's the average in between the other 3 scores from the 3 judges. That number is what you see on the screen. So you can see that keeps the scale as close as possible and as fair as possible. So that's how we get those very critical scores. Because I mean, the level of these riders is so close. So it, you know, 0.1 of the point can make the difference. We've seen heats like Sebastian Rubedo against James Carew where less than 1 point made the difference. So, you know, this is the World Tour, this is the World Cup. We have the world's best on and off the water, and every little detail makes a difference. Betancourt there, getting a little bit of one-hit wonder, but definitely going to be in the 3-point area. Very nice riding from him. I'm still impressed that he can perform like this on that strapless freestyle style board. It's going to be interesting to see when the bigger waves come through. Usually you can't hold the bottom turn on those type of boards, but yeah, performing really well here, Mr. Betancourt. Orange Lycra, core rider coming down, entering a little wave here. Let's see. Off the top, snapping it, moving the board around, position himself number 2. Really nice, just not quite getting back on there. Obviously a smaller wave, not so powerful. That lip not throwing him back in. Still, couple of hits, going to be a smaller score, but needs to step the gain up if he wants to go up against the Frenchman, who is riding very consistently in this heat. Just less than 5 minutes left in this heat. A little bit of a lull here. You can see a bit more time in between the sets. Punta Preta, very powerful wave, but it does kind of die out a bit, and then suddenly for the next hour you see pumping 5-foot waves coming through. You know, Mother Nature is boss, and she decides when and where and how to give you those magical right-handers we've been having here at Punta Preta. And here we go. Nice wave here for Betancourt. Initiating, engaging that front turn. Really nice. Letting that tail loose. I love that image where you can just see the back foot spreading out and coming down the wave. That second section is a little bit harder for him. He always gets pulled off the wave. Are we going to see a air? We are. Unfortunately, not quite putting it together. Good to see him, you know, mixing it up, getting some of those aerial maneuvers. Judges are scoring, you know, the complete rider. What we want to see on the wave, it's verticality, airs, turn, mixing it up. You know, kite surfing opens up so many different avenues of what you can do on a wave, and it's great to see all of these guys pushing the envelope to just impress us more and more. Every single event we see new maneuvers and, you know, engaging in the critical zone even harder than the last one. So great to see. And here we have the Frenchman on another wave coming down. Going off the top, we want to see him going a little bit more vertical if he wants to improve on those scores. And unfortunately getting pulled over the falls there and just going down. Not going to be a high score there for the Frenchman. Still another wave on the board, just keeping himself busy. Okay, Betancourt is back. 9.2 against a 9.57. So Ralph Boland, you can't fall asleep here. Oh, and out the back. There you go. Sets are back. I can see some waves coming through. Betancourt is in position. Going to be interesting to see if he can hold that freestyle board on a wave or a power like that. Looks like he's doing fine. Nice top turn there, coming down. You can see trying to hold the speed, dragging his hand in the water there. Judges are going to penalize that a bit. We want to see the fluidity. So turn number 2, off the bottom, off the top, still a little bit flat, but one of the better wave selections of the day. Turn number 3, better. Yeah, nice. Still want to see him go more vertical. There you go, hitting it in the pocket. You saw how the wave threw him back into position. Why? Because hit it in the right place. The power of Punta Preta throwing him back in and saying, yeah, okay, I'll let you do another turn on me. So good ride in there from the Cape Verdean. Mr. Boland decided to take on a low runner here. I think the more intelligent thing to be doing would have been to go back upwind. Still minute and a half, so not a huge amount of time, but enough for him to be able to get into position, and a little bit of energy on the back. Let's see if he can get there in time. Just planing through. Look at that. You can see interesting, that's a really good image there. You can see strapless riding, foot positioning is really important. So when you're trying to go upwind, what you normally do is you put that back foot more in the middle of the board towards the edge. What's that allow you to do? It allows you to be more centered over the board and helps push you upwind. As soon as you start turning, you'll see the riders put that back foot on that pad. You can see, kind of see there you go. You can see Ralph back foot on the back pad. Why? Because he's more engaged with the fins, can turn and hit those sections just like that. Really nice. Oh, trying to get in that little barrel there. You saw the opening. So really nice there from the Frenchman. So brilliant riding. Okay, so just coming into the booth there, so he will be helping out with the next heat, is Pablo Mono, so we'll be right with him here in a minute. And at the moment, 28 seconds left. You can see Betancourt, 10.36. He has had a 5 and a 5.33 up against Ralph Boland, who's had a 5 and a 4.3. So Ralph Boland needs a 5.1. 15 seconds left. Doesn't look like there's any energy out there, so unfortunately, I think the Frenchman is going to be kicked out by the local Cape Verdean. Yeah, I mean, wave selection was key. Betancourt at the end of that one did get a very nice wave. So unfortunately for Ralph Boland is out for the event still. Good, solid performance from the Frenchman, and congratulations to Betancourt for a very good heat.
Tem mais mega do que Megatron. Consiga ter ninguém pra flamar, just tá bom. Olha vídeo só na qualidade, é bom. Acordado noite inteiro, só tá baixa som. Tem swag, tem tanto mega como podia abrir um cyber. Pouco cham na WhatsApp, bota o cham na vibe. Pode, super mod, pode. Não sei qual swag, super mod, não pode. Mistura palco, swag e repeat. Manda 50 meme e repeat. Bota tudo, se snap e repeat. Se perguntou, liga net e repeat. É power, poder de juventude não sei power. Swag é costume, grita power. E bateria que te lua, corta com power. Power ti na hora de dormir. Exagera na partida. Super mod, pode. Tudo vídeo, todo dia. Super mod, pode. Entro na fotografia. Super mod, pode. Não sei qual swag, super mod, não pode.
os pacotes PST e acumula os teus megas.
And we're back. So heat number 37A of the second round of the double elimination. You can see K. Lopez there against Yaris de Olmo. Yaris de Olmo on your screen there, just train riding it down that first wave. Okay, so I'm joined here from local boy from Tarifa, Pablo Amores. We're going to change it up and start talking in Spanish a little bit. Pablo, bienvenido. ¿Cómo te encuentras?
Pues muy bien, ahora mismo estoy preparado y descansando un poco para el siguiente hit, que lo tengo en un par de horas, y viendo a los chicos que están empezando en la doble. Ahora mismo está Yaris de Lomo, un amigo mío italiano en el agua, y también Kelton, otro local que acaba de fichar con Elevate Internacional. La verdad que los dos bastante prometedores y los dos corriendo en backside, un día bastante difícil con offshore.
Pues sí, la verdad que los dos chicos, Kelton, sorpresa en este evento, la verdad que está navegando muy bien, pero tuvo una single bastante difícil. A ver, cuéntanos un poco, tú llevas aquí una semana, has estado con bastante de los riders, es el segundo año que vienes. ¿Qué te parece Punta Preta? Primer evento del campeonato y tener estas condiciones justo cuando estamos aquí, a mí no podemos pedir más. ¿Qué te parece?
Pues bueno, la verdad es que el año pasado no nos cuadró tan bueno de condiciones, nos cuadró muy poca ola y al igual que el viento, que cuadraron 2 o 3 días tan solamente para el campeonato. Pero este año, cuando hemos llegado, llevo aquí alrededor de 20 días y todos los días ha estado bombeando olas de 2 metros como mínimo, y igual de viento. Unos días un poco más offshore y otros días side perfecto como los días anteriores por la mañana. Pero bueno, es difícil, es bastante difícil para los chicos que van de backside, porque al final el offshore, cuando giras en la ola arriba, te suele sacar de la ola, es bastante más complicado. Pero al final es una competición y hay que saber correr en todo tipo de condiciones.
Eso es lo que buscamos. Al final, lo que queremos encontrar con este tour es encontrar el rider más completo que existe. Eso es lo que queremos. Queremos esa persona que puede reventar Punta Preta. Luego, cuando está plano, te puede hacer un triple. Cuando está onshore, que te pueda hacer esos aéreos, moverse, saber adaptarse a todas las condiciones, conseguir el rider más completo sobre una tabla de strapless. Eso es el objetivo de la GKA y la verdad que estamos contentos de estar consiguiéndolo, porque puedes ver que los freestylers están mejorando en olas, por ejemplo Kiket, y los freestylers y los surfistas están mejorando en freestyle. Tú recuerdas chicos como Sebastián Ribeiro y Pedro Matos, hace 2 años ni querían un front, no querían adaptarse en eso, han visto que el tour, para ser completo y ser campeón del mundo, tienen que hacerlo, y ahora la verdad que están navegando increíbles. Es lo que nos gusta ver.
Sí, bueno, yo en mi caso particular también es igual. Yo empecé con el surf kite porque llevo surfeando desde los 12 años y al principio no quería saber nada del freestyle, pero me di cuenta que para participar en el campeonato del mundo es totalmente necesario. Al final es el campeón del mundo de kitesurfing, no solamente de surf kite. Hay que hacer strapless freestyle, hay que hacer olas, hay que hacer de todo. Y es más, así nos lo demuestra la GKA, que la mitad de los eventos son de olas y la mitad de los eventos son de freestyle.
Exactamente, como bien dices, Pablo, el objetivo son 6 eventos, 2 de ola 100%. Qué comienzo estamos teniendo aquí en Cabo Verde con 2 metros perfecto. 2 eventos mezclados, que normalmente el formato es 70% olas, 30% freestyle, pero uno de los grandes objetivos y una de las grandes ventajas del formato que tenemos es que nos adaptamos a las condiciones. El año pasado fuimos a un sitio como Viana do Castelo en Portugal, que está conocido por sus olas, pero estaba plano. Y entonces, ¿qué hicimos? Tuvimos que meter freestyle. Por eso los riders tienen que ser completos, no vale solo hacer una cosa. Si quieres ser campeón, ¿qué significa campeón del mundo? El mejor del mundo, pero el mejor del mundo en todo. Y luego la última parte sería esos 2 eventos de freestyle puro, que suele ser condiciones planas, donde demuestran todas esas maniobras increíbles y todos esos saltos que estamos viendo, y estamos viendo cómo están empujando el techo de los que se puede hacer sobre una tabla de strapless sin enganches.
Pues bueno, al final yo es igual que en el freestyle con Twin Tip. Está pasando ahora, estamos viendo como el wake style, que ha estado ahí durante muchísimos años siendo la única modalidad de Twin Tip, ahora está dejando un poco más paso al old school, y lo podemos ver también en la GKA con los Air Games y ahora con la unión de la WKC a la GKA, cosa que en mi opinión debería haberse hecho hace bastante tiempo para poder unificar este deporte, que al final dentro de lo que cabe, comparado con otros. Somos 4 gatos y necesitamos hacer piña y encontrar los mejores riders que sean más completos en todas las modalidades. Riders como Tom Bridge, como Jess Richman, como Liam Whaley, gente que sabe hacer de todo, tanto en freestyle, y que poco a poco incluso se están empezando a picar, por así decirlo, a motivarse con el strapless también.
Sí, la verdad que estamos muy contentos en este año. Por fin los tours están unificados. Al final esto es el deporte del kitesurf, sea con un twin tip, sea con una tabla de surf, sea con un foil, sea con lo que sea. Estamos aquí para divertirnos, y también para que el deporte progrese tenemos que ir unidos y ir como uno, porque así patrocinadores potenciales, personas que no conocen los detalles del deporte, al final, ¿qué quieren ver? Quieren ver un show, ¿sabes? Tú miras el King of the Air, por ejemplo, de Red Bull en Sudáfrica, donde Liam Whaley, felicidades con tu tercer puesto ahí con la bandera de España dándole duro. Es increíble, estos chicos saltan 20, 30 metros, hacen kite loops, pero luego también, por ejemplo, Punta Preta, ves a los chicos con una tabla de surf reventando una ola, o los de foil yendo a nudos de 30 nudos de velocidad. Al final queremos ese show, queremos esa unión, queremos demostrar todo lo que se puede hacer con una cometa sobre una tabla, y creo que esto va a ayudar mucho, porque todos los riders al final, ¿qué queremos? Una furgoneta más grande, con más juguetes, un garaje más grande, y si hacemos de todo, así lo vamos a conseguir. Ese es el objetivo.
Además, de verdad, y sobre todo, al final, muchísimos de nosotros, yo me incluyo, no solamente es el kite, al final nos gusta estar en el agua haciendo cualquier cosa. Y como dice yo, cuanto más juguetes tengamos para poder estar en el agua más tiempo, mucho mejor. Y ahora con el foil ya es prácticamente ningún día vas a estar con el pelo seco.
Ese es el objetivo, 365 días de verano, pero con el pelo seco. Esto es pelo mojado, 365 días de verano. Ese es el objetivo. Bueno, vamos a volver, Pablo, aquí un poco al inglés, y aquí con la manga que tenemos en el agua. So back to English, we have Yaris de Olmo. Yaris de Olmo has improved hugely. The level this guy has got, in Brazil, he surprised me really a lot with his freestyle skills, doing some huge back roll tic-tacs. He was very happy with his result there, did really well. And now it's interesting to see him in the waves. He has some nice turns, but he is against, like you say, one of the harder underdog locals here.
Actually, Yaris is really young in the surf kite world, like in the wave riding. But I saw him since the beginning. I arrived here in Cabo Verde, and he improved a lot. Seriously, he improved so much, and I think he has such a good progression. He's just so young. He just needs trainings. He just needs to catch bigger waves to get experience. And also about his freestyle, I know that he was spending in Brazil 1 month training, and we could see in the live stream there that how Joe was saying, like, he was doing such a huge back roll tic-tacs and also really good tricks. I think this guy from Italia is young in kite surfing, but he have such a good progression.
So you can see both of these guys, backside riders. Looking at Lopez's style, I haven't seen him surf, but I'm presuming he's a very good surfer. You can see how he just keeps his center of gravity low, opens his shoulder. One of the things we can see in kite surfing with a strapless surfboard is the guys that have the skills from surfing, you can see it. You can really notice it on the skills. You know, they open up. They can read the wave. Reading the wave is, you know, anybody who can surf knows that, you know, timing and getting, you know, lecturing and going from turn to turn really helps. And, you know, just adding the addition of a kite. And you can see, there you go, you know, Lopez in the lead here, so winning over the Italian. Still semi-early days, it's just under 4 minutes left, so more than enough time to get 2 10-point rides and take the win. But still, you know, Yaris has to step his game up if he wants to be continuing through in this double elimination.
Yeah, actually, like, for example, Kelton, I know he's such a good surfer. He's goofy here in Ponta Preta. He's not scared about the wave, and he has such a good backside too. But the problem, how I was saying in Spanish before, it's here today, especially today, the wind is so offshore, and for backside riders it's really hard to come back to the wave when you snap it. Also, I have to say, like, for them, for the local guys, it's really difficult to find support and sponsor. And also I want to say that maybe we should look more for the guys from here and try to help them, because they are the new young gangs, and like Ayrton and Machu, they are the new generation, and I think they deserve an opportunity.
Absolutely. It's all about giving back, ladies and gentlemen. You know, all of us have had help, and remember, if you do go on a kite surfing trip to somewhere, there is always a youngster on the water. There's always, you know, people that don't have the opportunity to enjoy this beautiful sport. So hey, if in your garage you have an old harness that you're not going to use, if you do have an old board, stick it in your board bag and give it to that kid on the beach, because you know, you will make the world a difference. You never know, you could help a future world champion out there. So yeah, please, you always remember this when you go on the trip. Every little helps. So Pablo, thank you very much for being here in the booth with us. Look forward to seeing you in your next heat. I want to see you kill it. We want to see you hitting it for Spain, hitting it for Tarifa. So yeah, good luck, man, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Joe.
All right, take care. Bye. So once again, Lopez 7.3. Yeah, definitely on top of Yaris here. The Italian needs to be pushing those turns a bit more. He needs to be getting a little bit more sections. You can definitely see the local knowledge here from the Cape Verdean. Minute and a half left. Nice. There you go, down. Really like this guy's style. And off the top. Yep. Oh, there you go. Gee, that was right next to the rocks. I don't know if they can see him or not, but yeah, very interesting to see how close to the reef these boys are playing. But hey, you know, if you got to take the risk, you know, this is the World Championship. They have to get those scores. He knows it's close. He is in the lead, but, you know, Yaris can just take one wave. We saw it happen yesterday. A lot of the guys, you know, you got to be... Rulebook says that if you are on the wave, even just before the buzzer sounds, that wave will count. So it is not over until the buzzer, and sometimes seconds after the buzzer. So still anybody games here. 45 seconds left in this heat. Coming up next will be Pedro Matos, one of the first big upsets of the event. Pedro Matos, one of the better surfers here on tour. Very huge surfing background, coming from Brazil. One of the duotone riders, not having quite a good heat against Titi Lopez, the local, who's absolutely killing it. So he's going to be coming up next, and he's going to be going up against Ayrton Cosolino's father, Libero, who had a very good heat in the first heat here of the double elimination. So yeah, stay tuned, that is going to be a killer.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia-a-dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinha o seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia, que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido. Ou melhor, é Garantia Seguros.
And we're back. So Pedro Matos from Brazil against Livedo, local from Cape Verde, father of Ayrton Cosolino. So let's see if instead of the apple falls far from the tree, if the tree is as good as the apple. So 13 minutes of this heat, both of these guys. I know Pedro, he's pumped. I was talking to him. He was not a happy camper being kicked out so early. Let's see what he can produce here in Cape Verde. So both of these guys do its own riders on the wave here, just in the front. Livedo's getting a little roller. I don't know if you can see it. And Pedro out the back. Orange Lycra, look at the determination in his face. He's angry. He wants this. Engage in bottom turn. Boom. Okay. Very nice turn there. That's what the judges want to see. Verticality. Hitting it in the power section. Keeping. You can see how he keeps the speed all throughout the wave. So still the Brazilian taking it easy. He wants to stay cool and collected. He knows he has to, there's a long day ahead of him if he wants to be getting through a lot of these heats. He's got his work cut out for him. Still linking up a few turns, just, getting in sync with the ocean. That's a good start for both of them. Livedo a little bit more of a runner along the reef here, but both of them are going to get some scores on the board. But Pedro Matos there exploding off of the top of the waves. That's going to be a good score for him. So 1.67 for Livedo there. Let's see what Pedro score up. That will be coming up soon. Let's leave those scores on so far. 5.9. Good opener there for the Brazilian. So yeah, easy. He needs to be going vertical if he wants to be hitting those 7.8 point waves that he will be having to do if he gets further forward in this double. But still, good start for the Brazilian, just taking it easy. Here we have Livedo, dándolo todo, vai Livedo. Bottom turn off the top, little bit flat, but still good amount of speed. There you go, very nice. Coming down, engaging. Again, a little bit more in the flat section, but still getting a really nice amount of speed. He rides really fast, Livedo. You can see he knows this wave. He needs this middle section to get past of it. Great to see him here with us in Cape Verde. And I mean, he is one of the nicest guys you will find. If you have the opportunity to meet Livedo, he's always there to help. He comes to Tarifa a lot. We have him there quite a few times of the year, and he's just pure energy. And also Tribal, his dog, nicest dog you'll find on the beach. So great to see him here at his local break, absolutely destroying Punta Preta. Another wave there from Pedro. A little bit of a one-hit wonder. Tried to get in that little green bowl at the bottom. Hopefully we'll be seeing, as we were saying, some of the cathedrals we saw yesterday. But yeah, good to see Pedro just mixing it up and keeping himself busy. I can see our cameraman Mint getting his camera ready and his wetsuit. He's going to be out there getting those beautiful water shots that we saw. It's really good. Mint doing an amazing job putting together all those videos you can see. Make sure you tune in and check all the highlights and all the wrap-ups every single day. Without, Mint is absolutely amazing footage. There you go, both of them just eyeing up each other, just saying hi, how you doing? Oh, Livedo going down, just getting hit by that inside section, just getting wrapped around, fortunately not making it past. Again, wave selection is very key here. You have to get the right ones. It's easy to just see, that first section jacking up and going, oh, I'm going to hit that. But you have to, look a little bit farther forward. Sometimes the smaller waves will be the cleaner ones to allow you to get more turns on it. As it's not as big today, selection is going to be key. But, with the tide pushing up, I'm sure we're going to be seeing some bombs coming through here at Punta Preta. Livedo Cosolino coming down, engaging on yet another wave. This is a nice and much better selection. There you go, hitting it in the pocket, coming down a little bit straight. Needs to keep that kite low if he wants to get back on it. Easier said than done. Nice. Just linking up some terms. We want to be keeping the speed a little bit more equal, but very hard middle section here. It's quite close to the rock, so hard to keep your speed up. But still, Libero keeping himself busy. Great to see him here in the water. Bye, Libero. You can hear the crowd shouting on their local hero. Great to see him here. It's actually going to be his birthday in a few days, so we will be celebrating that hard with him. So better score there, 2.6, so 5.37 total. Pedro Matos stepping up the game a bit, starting to get in the 6-point area. Obviously, I can see some energy out the back. Now he's got a couple of scores on the board. I'm sure he's going to start making them better. He just wanted to get in sync, not having such a good single elimination, so getting a feel for it, getting used to it, so he can just, keep his cool. He's more than capable of getting through a lot of these heats we presume to be seeing further along. But still, he's got to get against a Cosolino. He's got to get past that famous surname to continue in this double elimination. Libero speeding down, seeing a nice little bomb. Okay, engaging, coming down. Let's see. First bottom turn. Off the top, hitting it. Yeah, nicely in the pocket. Not quite getting the verticality we want to see, but still really good to see the amount of power here. There you go. Much better. Coming down again. Eyeing it up. Is he going to try and get for that little green ball? No. Oh, getting launched left, right, and center. Yeah, good commitment there from Libero. And just looking at the back of my booth, you can see there Pedro Matos, duotone rider on the Neo. It looks like a 10-meter kite. The wind's a little bit lighter, so the guys need to be on a bigger kite. And if I'm not mistaken, also on that 5.8 Pro WAM. The Pro WAM from Duotone, one of the more cross-on-shore boards, but a lot of the riders here liking it because of the whips. Sometimes, because it's a little bit of a lull in the sections, they need that little bit extra bit of volume, a little bit of extra push to get through. Gear selection is key, so you can see everybody knows their stuff. These are the world's best, so every little helps. Pedro, coming from a surfing background, very engaged with his boards. Had a good conversation with him about fins for myself to learn, also to see, the different opinions, and he is very, very in tune and in sync with his equipment, and that is why he's one of the best surfers out there. Unfortunately, as we said, in the single elimination, kicks out early, but let's see if he can get through these initial heats to get further along in this competition here for the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Punta Preta, Cape Verde, Isla do Sal. My stopwatch going crazy here. That means there's less than 5 minutes left in this heat. So Pedro Matos comfortably in an 11.9 position. Libero, I think, if my memory serves me well, if my guys can get the scores up just one more time, I think he was in the 6-point areas combination. So still needs to get a couple of better scores to be able to be in contention against the young Brazilian. I was mistaken. Young Brazilian is on the pro session, so you're obviously seeing the verticality of the waves and the power. He wants to be on that board. The pro session differs to the pro WAM because it is made for bigger waves. It has harder back edges, so you can hold the speed and a really nice round tail. The amount of size and power that this board holds is amazing. If you have a chance to get on it, make sure you do. Both riders nice and patient out the back, just tacking around, getting a feel for it. 3 points. I'm going to start saying time as if they're scores now. 3 minute 40 seconds left in this heat, and it looks like we have some energy out the back. I can see Pedro Matos looking over his back shoulder, just going, am I going to take this one? Am I going to take the next one? So many waves here in Punta Preta. Day 3 of the event, and highlight the whole event. It's insane. Every single wave is a peeling, barreling wave. perfect right-hander, Punta Preta. Ooh, Pedro, there's that. You see, that's what we were saying about. There's a fluky section of the wind there, which is sometimes where you need a little bit more float in the board to get past those sections. But yeah, Pedro Matos, one of the most talented surfers we have on tour. This guy without a kite and with a kite is amazing to watch. So yeah, in sync with the ocean, and definitely will be showing us some good results here in this first heat. And Leewed coming down the line. Let's see what he's got for us. They go eyeing up that section, crouching down, trying to get in the little barrel. Unfortunately, not quite making it. And yeah, there you go. I can see energy out the back. A nice right-handed set coming through. Pedro Matos looks like he's seeing. I can see him powering down. He's a little bit. The wave's a little bit further down the reef, so he's all the way up at the upwind mark, as you can see there behind him there with the orange lycra. So we saw Mitu doing that yesterday. He really does enter the wave. That first section of Punta Preta is the one you want to hit with that first snap. So Pedro obviously had time to watch his riders and see how they did it, and boom, there you go. First section, letting go in the bar. He knows he's a little bit too far down on the shoulder of the wave. What's the shoulder? The shoulder is further away than that critical section. So he wants to be more in the pocket to be able to get the better scores. Losing the board underneath himself there, so that won't be a high score. But still, better positioning, reading the wave a lot better. That's what we want to see. That's the way he's going to get those top scores to be able to continue in this double elimination. So 5.37 for Leewed, getting a couple of 2.6 and the 2.7s. Then Pedro Matos at 5.9 and a 6. So still needs to get a little bit more in sync. 11.9 is a good combo for the initial stages of the events, but it's going to have to step up his game if he wants to continue going through the double elimination. Just coming up on the last minute of this heat. So after this heat, we'll be going through to round 3 of the double elimination, and we're going to be seeing Titi Lopez against Barros, both local boys. Titi Lopez impressing us hugely in the single elimination, actually kicking out Pedro Matos, which is the reason why Pedro is here in the initial stages of the double. And Barros, one of the best surfers of the island, just started to get into kite surfing, so still learning how to position the kite. But you see this guy without a kite, amazing. We were watching it here after the event. Air reverses, huge turns, goes down like a bat out of hell. The amount of speed he gets out of the board is amazing. So for sure, as soon as he gets in sync with the kite, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So yeah, just under 20 seconds left on this heat. Let's see Leewed out the back. I'm just going to stick my head out the back here. Looks like Pedro might get on a wave in time. Let's see. 4, 3, 2, 1. So no, still Pedro Matos taking the win for this heat. He will be through this round, so he will be going up against 41, 37. He will be up against Pablo Amores in the next round. So yeah, really good riding from both of them. Congratulations to Pedro for taking the win.
Não vai, pessoal. Agora não tem sangue aqui na água, não tem pique na água. Boa total, muito bom.
Okay, so we're back. So front and center, this is the surfer I was talking about. Barros, new to the kite surfing scene. really amazing surfing, so it's going to be good to see. He's still getting in sync with the kite, getting used to, you know, moving it around to produce the moves on the wave, but I'm sure we'll see good things from him. And then he is up against Titi Lopez. Titi Lopez, for me, actually probably one of the standout underdogs of this event, was absolutely killing it and took out people like Pedro Matos, who is, you know, a veteran on the tour. So, you know, he is a force to be reckoned with, and Paros is going to have his work cut out for him, but both of these guys local. So there you have, white lycra is Paros and orange lycra is Lopez. Suddenly, I can see the beach is getting fuller and fuller. The people starting to, you know, filter in, and I can hear the music getting louder and louder. So, you know, as the day gets on, everybody's just pumping, you know, the final rounds of the double elimination. A couple hours away, still waves are starting to pull up as well, as we were mentioning before. And as that local fisherman told me, the moon will drop, the tide will come up, and the waves will push. So yeah, looks like he's right. So Titi Lopez coming off the bottom, nice turn off of the top. This is why he got so far, going over the head of the photographer there. But yeah, it's like, get out of my wave. This is a competition. I want to get that shot. There you go. Really nice laid back turn. Very, very nice. And out the back also I can see Barros, but Titi Lopez getting a very good first score here. Nice to see him opening the double elimination here for him there. This is why he got so far in the single. You can just see laid back style off the top. Obviously, if he wants to be getting through these rounds, he needs to be opening up that turn, getting what we call that arc, snapping off the top. You know, Matthew Lopez yesterday, probably one of the nice arcing turns there. So yeah, front side versus backside as well. Barros is a backside rider. Had a little wave there, one hit wonder, but it got pulled off the back of the wave with the kite. So still, both of these guys opening up the heat with the wave, so it's going to be action-packed. So Barros entering on the wave. Look at that surf style, low center of gravity. He knows what he's looking for. Boom, off the top. I saw he landing those yesterday. Nice little floater snapping off the top. So good wave from him there. But yeah, needs to start to link them together. It's all about those scores. He's up against Lopez here, who is one of the underdogs, as I mentioned, and very talented riders. So still, Barros getting in sync, trying to get used to that kite. As we were saying, new to kite surfing, but for sure, this guy has so much control over a board. We're going to be seeing a very good event from him. Danny Jimenez, head judges, just coming past the booth here. You know, this guy is the guy that controls and makes sure all the judges are in check and getting the scales right. Very hard job for him there, and it's very good to have him involved in our competition and looking after all the scores for these riders. There you go. The boys eyeing each other down. They're locals, they know each other, they know what's happening, and they know what's on the line. So let's see. Barros entering a little one here, getting a little cover up, obviously used to those kind of little sections coming from the surfing side, and trying to get that air. Nice little cover up, you know, needs to be getting a couple more turns on the waves, but still, you can see how in sync this guy is with his board. He knows this wave off by heart, but this is kite surfing, it's not just surfing, so you have to mix it up, mix the sports up. It's all about pushing what you couldn't do on one discipline, joining all the different skill sets from the different sports and putting it as one and giving you the best show on the earth. So here, Titi Lopez, bottom turn, off the bottom and off the top, combining those sections. Judges are going to be happy with that. Really like his style there. Oh, I might as well just switch it up to backside. So, ooh, not releasing that tail. There you go. Barros on a very nice wave. Let's see what he's got for us. Keep that kite low. Come on. Off the bottom. No. Flatlining it, unfortunately. There you go. That's what we want to see. Boom. Not quite getting it. Again, wave selection is key. That one breaking a little too far in front of him, unfortunately. But still, trying to produce a good first score. So let's see how Barros does here in the first heat. So local riders here, Lopez and Barros, both of them competing well, but at the moment it looks like Titi Lopez has the upper hand. Let's see and get some scores up, but yeah, definitely I think Barros has only got a couple 1-point rides, and I think Tiki must have had a couple of 4s, a couple of 5s. So let's see, coming in with Squeed, nice waver, opening up, and boom! Oh, just losing the back. You see, applied a little bit too much pressure to that back foot. The board span out. Obviously had a lot of speed. You know, have to have the skill set to be able to hold those turns. I've seen him do it before, but unfortunately not producing it on that wave. And Barros yet again taking it off on a little bit of a closeout. Has to remember 15 wave count total. So you only are allowed to take on 15 waves. Seems a lot, but it isn't. You know, you start getting these little runners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then suddenly the judges don't look at you because you've gone past your 15 total. Only takes 2 waves to get that result to go through to the next round. So Titi Lopez 5 and a 4, so 9.33, and then Barros, yeah, 2 and a 1 and a bit, so totaling out of 3.54. So Titi definitely the upper hand at the moment, showing a little bit more of the skill set. Oh, there you go. That was nice. Almost got it back on the air. There you go. That's the smile as well. He was happy with that. This is what's it about. It's about having fun, ladies and gentlemen. We want to have fun. You want a big garage, all the toys, surfboards, foils, beers on the beach. You know, this is the lifestyle. These guys are living the dream, and it's great to see them having fun. You know, it's competition, it is serious, but the important thing to do is to smile and just enjoy it. You can see Barros there trying to just let go of the kite, so it pretty much just pulls him along so he can produce the surfing, but still Titi's showing why he got so far in the single elimination. It looks like at the moment has the upper hand in this heat. Titi on yet another wave. Yep, coming up, down, a little bit more vertical. Really like that top turn style. He releases that tail. For me, one of the best photos in surfing is that top turn when they release that tail and you can just see that back leg stretched out, that backhand laying into the wave. That for me is the photo finish. Titi has a very nice top turn there, so let's see if he can produce a few more of those photo moments. And Barros coming down. Let's see. This is going to be one of the better waves he's had. And off the top, yeah, a little bit of a bottom turn coming into a top section. Not happy there. He's getting a bit frustrated. Again, first competitions for him. He's a very experienced surfer, but you know, in the end, this is a different sport. This is kite surfing. You got to combine it all together. But I'm sure he will get his stuff together and still give us some good scores. Off the top, Titi saving that really well. Good control, good balance. Not quite a good turn, but unfortunately. And again, joining, linking those sections. This is what the judges want to see. And again, yep, letting the tail loose. Not so much power, but still joining the sections, joining the maneuvers. You know, it's the combination we want to see. Just navigating. Oh, that rock. Oh. You can see how close they are, but hey, he's a local. He probably has a name for every single rock here on the reef, so I'm sure he's hit all of them over the years, but still navigating well against them and getting a good score for that wave. So just under 4 minutes left. Barros still needs to get in sync, getting used to the kite surfing discipline. But yeah, I'm sure we will see a good wave for him. You can see some frustration, determination. He needs to channel that energy, use those moments and push himself. So come on, Barros, dale, dale. Okay, dropping in a wave here. Really like his style here, just nice and low. Let's see. Bottom turn, look at it. Oh, unfortunately just going over the falls, but you can see how he engaged that rail. Really just open his shoulder, hack up, going super vertical. As soon as this guy gets used to having a kite in his hand, he's going to be very good because it's all about the surfing. Really good to see the local here. You know, this is the first event of the tour. As we mentioned, it is 100% waves. We're looking for turns. We're looking for cutbacks. We're looking for surfing. So guys with a surfing background are going to excel. Still, they need, you know, a lot of them need to get used to the kite, but as soon as they do, they're going to be big contenders here for the future years of the events. So Titi Lopez at 10.33 against Barros at 4.54. So Titi 5 and a 5 and Barros just a 2 and a 3, I think. No, so that would be 5. So a 2 and a 2. But yeah, still trying to get in sync. But yeah, you can see the skill this guy has on the board. And I'm sure, as we were mentioning, as soon as he gets used to being on a kite, he will be able to produce some of the best turns out there. So here we have Titi going backside, showing the versatility, very complete rider. You know, as we've been mentioning throughout the days, what the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour is looking for is the most complete kite surfer out there. So the best strapless rider. What does that mean? You have to be good in the waves. You have to be good on the flats. You have to be good on cross-shore, onshore mush. You know, and then we will take you to a perfect point break and then stick you on completely glass flat water. Have to produce at every single event. One of the beauties of the tour is that the open format, you know, sometimes you can go to these amazing wave locations and it can be butter flat. So what does that allow us to do? It allows us to produce, and we turn that event into a freestyle event because these guys can perform in every and all conditions. And the best at that will be crowned world champion. So just coming up on the last minute of this heat. So after this heat, we will be seeing Nikola Abdi going up against our organizer, Joe Silva, powerhouse from Cape Verde, riding really well in the heat against Kiko Rock before, showing us some of those skills. Titi Lopez just getting launched off of that wave, yeah, showing determination and risk. And come on, Barros, last wave of the heat. Let's see what he's got for us. Coming down, let's see, trying to engage that back rail, eyeing up that section. Off the top, that's a good hack. There's one of the better ones. Still needs to get that kite low. He's getting pulled off the back. Very hard for him. Oh, unfortunately, kite going down right in front of us. Hopefully we'll get up. Just got past that wave. Let's see what happens. So congratulations to Titi Lopez for going through the double elimination. Really good riding from him. And Barros, we're sure we will see good things from you in the future.
Ainda não serve de salva da favor e de pilotos. Os dois atletas,
So we're back here. I'm going to give the mic over to a second to Camille Delamarre. In the water we have Joe Silva, and he is up against Nicolas Abdi. Sorry, memory not serving me well there. So let's see. So Camille, if you can just jump in here for a second. I have to jump out of the booth. Both of these riders really powerful, guys. Let's see what happens.
Alright guys, so here we have going on the outside Joe Silva, the local rider riding for F1, ripping it. You can really feel that he's riding in his own spot. And you have the RD rider Nicolas Badjev from Bulgaria. So I think they just started right now, and guys are on the outside waiting for the set to come in. So Nicola is going on a wave right now. First wave of the heat, going for a turn. Nice, a bit too late. The wind is really offshore, so he's kind of push you out of the wave. Joe is right behind the local rider, going for the turn. Nice. Oh. Yeah, so as you can see, the condition right now are really challenging. The wind is really offshore, so it's pretty hard to go down after the bottom turn. So yeah, both of these guys are doing their best. Let's see. Let's wait for the next set and see how they do it.
Okay, so there you have the image in the water. Nicolas Abdi from Bulgaria against Joe Silva from Cape Verde. You can see both of these guys very powerful surfers, Camo. It's really good to see Nicolas on and off the tour a little bit, very good freestyler, but we saw in Dakar a couple of years ago, he almost kicked out Paulino Pereira by 0.1 of a point. Has the skills, and there's the smile. You can see he's having fun, breaking up. Oh, yeah, there you go. Nice little bow, proving my point why he is a very good surfer there. You can see he's happy with that one, just looking back over his shoulder, kind of go, Joe, did you see that? You know, you got to stick up your game. So yeah, coming into yet another wave. Off the top, boom, yeah, nice, very nice, very nice. So good riding here from the Bulgarian, and it looks like there's some energy coming out the back. Let's see if Joe Silva is on one of those waves. White Lycra, very powerful rider. You know, he's known, likes the size, likes to hit it very in the critical zone. We've seen some very good turns from him in the first heats of the double elimination here. So I am sure we're going to be seeing good films from him. Here he goes, powering down. There you go, adding some power, coming down that wave. Really a lot of speed coming off the top. Boom, there you go, letting that tail loose. Love his style. Again, turn number 2, really good speed combining, getting past that little section of the inside of Punta Preta. There you go, you can see the commitment. Just see how he digs that bottom rail and comes off the top. This is what the judges are looking for. They want the verticality, they want the power, they want the linking of the moves. I mean, Camille, really good riding from your teammate here, Joe Silva.
Yeah, I think it really did like a really nice wave. You have like right in the middle of this wave, you have a critical section that is pretty tough to pass, especially with the offshore wind. It's hard to manage to get some speed to go through this section. He was just flying through the section and going for 2 other turns afterwards. So I think this one is gonna count a lot of points. Let's see. Let's wait for the note of judges, but I think it's gonna be a pretty good score. Also, we have 6.9, which is a really good score, especially in this condition. You know, we have some small wave, so really good score from Joe. So the heat is pretty tight now. Nicolas in the 3.04 to take the win. So yeah, we have a pretty close heat for the moment. Let's see how it is. Seems like Nicolas is pumping on a wave. Small one. Not sure he's gonna go for it.
On the GKA. On the Kite-Surf on fire. Nicola Nonda.
So Nicola on the wave here, getting a couple of turns, unfortunately not quite making it there. Yeah, like Camille said, very hard conditions, but still Joe Silva producing. We share the same name. I wish we shared the same surfing skills. I'd like to kite like that, but unfortunately not. But still want to get back out in the water. I've been talking to the judges and talking to all of the team. I think we're going to have a little competition in between ourselves. So Camille, you're gonna sit on the live stream for the next few hours, and we're gonna go have fun. How's that sound?
Yeah, well, that sounds very good. Actually, I would like to judge this. Yeah, I would love to take the judges' place and judge all of you guys. I mean, I know that some of the judges and you, Joe, also are just ripping it in the waves and also like freestyle strapless. I mean, I remember having like a few sessions with you guys, and it was just, I was impressed by their level. And actually, like 2 years ago, maybe I had like a session with Raime in Darla, and he was throwing some double front rolls like hell, and I wasn't even landing it, and I was like, how can he do this? You know, he's like at least double my age and he can do double front rolls, like what? So here we have on the inside Joe going away, like nice one, going for a turn, flying through the section, gonna go for another turn. Yeah, so as I told you guys, this section is kind of tough to pass with these conditions. Nice turn from Nikolai. Getting caught on the inside.
Yeah, Nicola, very good surfing style. I mean, Joe has that powerful, reminds me of Scott McKercher, that powerful style, you know, very off the top, big arc and turns, as if he's on train rails, so he's just going around, boom, comes off the top. But then we have Nicola keeping it busy, very low, keeping his gravity going side to side, and having that little cover up. So I know Joe's seen that, but a little bit of a better wave selection there from him.
Yeah, I think you can really feel that Joe is a local, you know, he's just taking all of the big waves, bigger than Nikolai, obviously, and he's scoring some really nice waves, really nice ponds. He has like, he's really powerful, but he still has a lot of fluidity, as you can see on these waves. And yeah, he's really scoring a nice one here, showing a lot of turns. And yeah, nice wave from Joe. I don't know how many points he's gonna go for this one, but I think quite a lot. He already has like a 6.9, and this one is gonna help him for sure. This is one of his best waves of the heat so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you were saying before, Camille, you know, you'd want to sit up on that judging tower. I'm not sure. I mean, that's a hard job. You know, these guys, like we were mentioning, 5 judges. How do they get these scores? You know, out of all of the 5 judges judge one wave. What do they do? The best score and the lowest score are taken away, and then it's the average from the 3 middle ones. So that gives the fairest and keeps the scale equal. So that's how we get those scores. You're looking at me, so obviously you don't know this, so you're learning. Every day is a learning day, but that is how it works. So that is why we have our head judge Danny Jimenez there, and that's how you get scored on your wave. So always good to know all the different informations. Again, what are the judges looking for? 100% waves, critical section, hitting that wave in the pocket. I mean, we've been seeing some of these guys amazing, and especially a lot of the locals. We've been saying day after day the skill the Cape Verdeans have, but I mean, it's understandable. You can see having Punta Preta like this often, they say it's amazingly good, but still we know they have a lot of conditions. You, for example, you spend a lot of time in Brazil, in Praia, which is one of the best freestyle places in the world. We'll be going back there in November. You get in that 2nd place, winning the single elimination. No wonder you are one of the best freestyle strapless riders out there, Camille.
Yeah, well, I really have like a really nice playing ground. I mean, like Me Too is coming a lot to train here, and like last year I think he spent like 2 months in Brazil, only training freestyle. And I think it's a really good playground, you know, for strapless freestyle. I mean, the wind is strong, and you have some nice kicker, especially when you're jumping on the right. And it's like wind every day from like June to December. It's 30 knots every day, so it's just a perfect place to train strapless freestyle. And this is why I just spend a lot of time there. I mean, I could spend more time like elsewhere. For example, I'm spending quite a lot of time in Tarifa because I think it's kind of similar for Brazil. You know, you have like the same conditions, strong wind. Sometimes it's kind of tough, but it's really cool, I think, to run strapless freestyle. And yeah, I just love it so much. And the water is warm, and the food is great, and the people are nice. So I think it's a pretty cool place to go and to train there.
I really like how you didn't mention the nightlife of Tarifa. That was impressive. So yeah, definitely Camille spends a lot of time out of my hometown. So it's really good to see these guys on the water, and it pushes you. You know, he lands on his feet. I usually land on my head, but still good to get the motivation in there, Camille. And yeah, Prea, I mean, you know, once again, we were there in November, staying at the Rancho de Peixe. That place is amazing. The food, the vibe. You know, if you go there, Camille, for people who would travel to Brazil, November is probably one of the best destinations in the world to do. What would you recommend? You know, you come from Praia. Can you tell us a couple of locations where you want to stay, etc., etc.? What kind of kites? What kind of inside local knowledge that they would need to take?
Well, so basically Praia is like a 10 kilometers beach. So and you have like one small village. Actually, my parents run an hotel there. It's called Praia Beach Villa, and so you can be there. And I would be glad to do a session with you there. So yeah, pretty much you have this small village and this 10 kilometers beach, and yeah, so it's windy from June, I would say, to December, and the best month it would be like August, September, October, November. Still, these are really the best months. Like September is a month where the wind is like the strongest, can blow until 45-50 knots. And yeah, like pretty much you have nothing. It's just like a beach of 10 kilometers with 30 knots from 10 in the morning until 6 in the night for 6 months, you know. So it's really cool. And yeah, like as I told you, the vibes is great and the food is great. I mean, people are really nice, you know, and I really like this place. And obviously the nightlife is not like Tarifa, but it's pretty cool. So we got on the inside Nikolai jumping on a small wave, throwing some cool turns. Seems like the sets are taking a while to come. It's been a while since we didn't see like a proper wave. We still have 1 minute and a half to go. So I think I'm seeing another set coming out on the back. I don't know where it's Joe. I think he's just right in the back going for the set.
I think Joe's out there praying. You know, he said he was praying for a solid 2 months to get these beautiful waves in Punta Preta. So now, 2 months before the event, we're going to make sure that he's at the beach every day, you know, praying to these Punta Preta gods. Because, like we were saying, to have these conditions at the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour in Punta Preta, the best right-hander I'm going to go out on a limb and say one of the best right-handers, and to, you know, thanks to this guy, absolutely amazing rider and amazing organizer. The setup we have here makes us feel at home, and the Cape Verdean vibe, the no stress. This is what it's about. It's no stress, just super easy going, energy on the beach, energy off the beach. Punta Preta, you can be watching the wave from 20 meters away from the shore. So it's like, you can see Nicola there. I could probably shout at him and he's going to hear me. I mean, I got a strong voice, but even still, you know, you are so close to the action, you can feel it. Like sitting with Josh here in the semis, in the finals, both of us were jumping up and down because you literally just want to get out there and feel the action. So it's a really amazing spectators place, and you know, this is a spectator sport. So yeah, this is going to be the last wave of the heat. Just 6 seconds left. Obviously, he decided that he didn't want to take that last one, but yeah, still really good riding from both of them. Let's see the scores coming up. It'll be interesting to see. That must have been a close one, but Josh Silva taking the win, 13.1. And coming up next will be Robosas against Yuri. So Robosas against Yuri, two local riders. Robosas coming from Brazil, Yuri coming from Cape Verde. That's going to be a very good heat. And we're back. So on the water, we will have Rebouças against Neves. Rebouças from Brazil did a really good performance in the event we had there in Ceará, Praia, at November, right in front of the Rancho de Peixe. And Neves impressed me hugely in the single elimination. Definitely one of the locals. Really nice top turn, very nice style. Okay, so once again, we're back. We are day 3 of the GK Kite-Surf World Tour here in Cape Verde. Amazing riding, so much action. I mean, we've been talking for hours on hours, and we're going to need days on days just to remember every single highlight that we've had at this event. You know, yesterday we finished the single elimination, crowning Mito Monteiro the king of Cabo Verde's Punta Preta, but still, he has to hold his position in the double, so he's going to have to compete against one rider to defend his title. And then also Muna White, amazing riding from the Hawaiian, really nice style. She's got one of the best top turns in women's kiteboarding. Really good to see her back. She's been injured for a while, so great to have Muna White on top of the podium there. So they're awesome riding from both of those riders, and congratulations for taking the single elimination win. So here we have Neves, as I was saying, that's that top turn. You can see just going bottom to top, a little bit more vertical, coming back, slashing that tail sideways, getting a little bit of a wobble there, but you know, very hard to control a sliding tail. Good riding from here, and that's why he's got so far forward in the single elimination. Now fighting it up in the doubles against, you know, Rebouças. Rebouças, as I said, a very good freestyler and a very good surfer. Haven't been seen him much on the waves, so yeah, interesting to see how he does against the local here. So Rebouças backside taking on a bomb. This is pretty much from all the competition area. This wave is, whoa, look at that one. You can see it's a little bit more open on the reef. So yeah, he's obviously taken out to the left hand side, depending, you know, wind seems to be picking up, so you don't need to worry about getting upwind so much. You know, yesterday we could see we had some light conditions. It was very hard for the riders to make it up to the peak. But, you know, everybody has a different strategy. You know, maybe Rebouças has seen something that we haven't, and down to the left-hand side of the competition, the waves seem bigger and better. And, you know, the judges are high up. They can see the whole area, and we'll be judging that, because wave selection, obviously, bigger waves, more peeling waves, they're going to get higher score if you perform on them. But, hey, you still got to perform them. So, yeah, interesting selection there from Rebouças. So just under 9 minutes left in the sea. Early days. Get some scores up to see how these guys are doing. I haven't had too many good waves. I know, yeah, Neves a little bit further forward, 4.83, and then we have Rebouças, not really, you know, just for that speed run, getting a 0.47. Good selection, but, you know, what we want to see is movement. We want to see maneuvers, linking those sections, linking those tricks, hitting the wave in what we call the pocket. So here we have Rebouças, orange lycra, front and center, looking like he's taking off to a little inside wave, but sometimes these inside waves do open up more. Unfortunately, this one doesn't look like it does. You know, don't make this wave count. Remember, 15 wave max seems like a lot, but it isn't. You know, when you're in there, you can get lost, not know your wave count, and if you do get past that wave count, the judges literally do not look at you anymore. So. Oh, left-hand side of the booth. Pisolino coming in. Sandro Piso. Sandro Piso, Italian wave champion. Congratulations on that win. You've been riding really well. Sandro, how does it feel being here at Punta Preta?
I feel amazing. I love this place. Yesterday was good because it was a little bit side shore, more than today. Today is a bit offshore, so it's difficult for backside, like Anderson you can see now. And we have good waves, a little bit smaller, but still good.
So Sandro, I think you've been here a week. I can see you with your, local guys like Yaris the Only. You guys have been enjoying the Cape Verdean style. One of the things we say about this place is the vibe, the energy. You can see it on and off the water. And Punta Preta, it's so great to watch you guys on the wave. You guys are killing it, but we can almost touch you. I mean, 30 meters in front of us, we have one of the best right-handers. When you're on that wave, can you also feel that energy?
Yeah, for sure. The guys here in the beach are amazing. Are always pushing you for give us the limits, give us the loves. Are pushing a lot. We can listen you too in the beach, in the water when we are surfing. So we are happy.
Yeah, good little, you can just see Robosa is using the freestyle skills there, just a nice little air reverse. So mixing it up, that's what we want to see. Like we say, we're looking for the most complete rider, the freestyler, the surfer, the mixer-upper, the ambassadors. We want, you guys are the heroes to a lot of the people on the beach. They look up to you, and especially Cape Verde, and there's a lot of young kids here. They're getting involved with the sport. It's really nice to see that young energy and the young guns, and they're pushing hard.
Yeah. Arsenio too is one of the best riders. I love his backside. I think he's one of the best backside in the island. And Jordi, Kelton too. They are pushing the limits, and they have this place amazing for training every day. Almost, I'm here 1 month and 10 days, and there were everyday waves. So they are fortunately. I love this place. I would like to live here, but it's impossible.
Okay, so 1 month and 10 days, and here's me thinking you were here a week. Okay, yeah, jealous right here, Sandro. I can understand though. I mean, because this place is amazing. The waves, just consistency. Then you have over on Kite Beach where Mito and Joe have their school. Really good for the freestyle. A very complete place. I mean, yeah, all of us would like to live here. It's not possible, but hey, back home you have a really good setup, so it's nice as well. Really good conditioners. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and where would you call home?
I'm from Sardinia, and usually my home spot is Chia, in south of the Sardinia. Sometimes it's good with west wind, but usually we go with east wind because it's more side and we have more waves. When it's like Mistral wind from northwest, we go in west coast or the north. And I love this island too. I can training a lot. That's why I'm here maybe for helping. Ayrton helped me a lot because when he was young, he was every day over there, all the months in the summer, and he pushed me a lot for being one of the best riders. And I want to thank him, my brother, my family, my sponsor for pushing me a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about getting that support. I mean, Ayrton, we don't need to tell who that guy is, everybody knows him. But yeah, it's really important to have the support and to have your family behind you, your friends, those people that help you push and turn you into what you are today. That's what it's all about. So, everybody please remember, if you can help out, if you see those local kids or those local people that, as we've been mentioning, when you go on a trip, if you can take that old harness or if you can take that old board that you're not going to use and is useless to you, but that can give that person an opportunity. And it's all about giving back. We enjoy this sport and it is amazing, and to give something like that back, to give another person an opportunity, I think that's one of the main reasons. Sardinia is such a beautiful place. I remember we had a PKA there back in the day, probably when you were very young, Sandra. I remember it was really good. A lot of us went out there to compete. We didn't have a lot of wind, but if I remember, there was a beach called Puerto de Rosas. Is that a wave place there? Because it was Puerto Pollo, and then there was Puerto Pollo, and then there was a surfing break with something Rosas. I remember Marina de la Rosa. Amazing waves, really cool. Long time ago, but I know we had a very good time there. What's that place like?
I like this place, but it's a little bit side on. I go when it's like this. I go to La Chacha, a little bit more upper in the north, and here we have the left wave. So over there I surf front side, and I love to surf front side, but I like to surf backside because it's more technical. You have to use more your technical for your legs, your shoulder, your head. You have to be complete rider, no? So I love to surf both.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the versatility. Like we were saying, it's that complete rider.
Yeah.
You know, one of the beauties of the tour is you have to be good at everything. That's what makes a world champion. And here on screen now, we have Lopez. Very, very good top turn there. I really like the style he has, huh?
I think he's goofy, so he's switching his side, and it's difficult for him, but he's surfing really good. Good snaps. Good turn, and now we have Anderson backside. We can see a little bit offshore for him, but he's trying to push his limit. Now he switch. Let me see what he do. Small air. He doesn't do.
Looks like the wind's picking up a bit as well. I can see that little sandstorm in. I can see also Kiket holding onto the pole here so he doesn't get blown away. I mean, you know, coming from Tarifa, he's used to 50 knots, but obviously this Cape Verdean power wind is going to blow him off. Needs to get a few sandwiches in him there. But yeah, I mean, Sandro, you can see Robosa's staying busy, but has to be careful. You know, you've been competing out there. How hard is it to remember that you have 15 waves?
Yeah. It's really difficult because you have when you do skipper meeting, you think we have a lot of time, but when you are in the water, it's really you don't have time. But when you are taking the waves, you don't know much. You are not thinking this is the first one, the second. So you are going to focus for give your best, do your best, and you have to hope in the heat to take a good wave, especially with high tide. It's good. It's not really good. It's difficult. The waves are really in the rocks, so it's better when it's low tide. Now I think it's picking up a bit, and I think this is the medium tide, and this is the perfect condition for Punta Preta.
Definitely, it looks like Punta Preta is starting to fire. So yeah, very good heat from both of these guys, but unfortunately Robosa not quite making it through there. But yeah, Sandro, thank you very much for being us here in the booth. Again, congratulations on a great event and that Italian win, and look forward to seeing you soon.
See you, bye everyone.
Thanks.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia-a-dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinham seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido. Ou melhor, é Garantia Seguros.
And we're back. So we have local guy Elvis is out on the water. He is the owner of the 100 feet kite school. So if you're over here, make sure you check him out. He's the guy on the left with the Peter Lynn kite against Millard from Australia riding the Ocean Rodeo. Both of these guys, very powerful riders. We've seen good things from Millard in the initial stages of this double elimination, and also Elvis, a very powerful rider. I have in the booth here local boy from Tarifa, Kiket, Kiko Roy. Kiko Roy, congratulations on a great event. It's one of the first wave events you've done. We've seen some very good turns from you. Also, welcome to the Duotone team. You've just joined, so you have some good mentors there, Ayrton, James, Sebastian, Pedro. So obviously we know you're going to turn into a good surfer. How does it feel being here in Cape Verde at Punta Preta?
Hey Joe, yeah, I'm feeling so good. I'm improving my level here in this wave. The conditions are so hard. Offshore wind is, is crazy, but it's good, it's good.
Okay, so you've been here for a week. You've been training. We've seen, obviously I see a lot of you in Tarifa, so you push us and you make me land on my head a lot, so it's always good to see you kiting together. But you've improved hugely on the surfing. What has helped you to get better? Because obviously you're one of the most progressive freestyles. You are the rookie. You're the new kid knocking on the door. But on the surfing, you're new to the game. What has helped you to improve your surfing?
Yeah, for improve the surfing is difficult. It's so different from freestyle. You said, and I tried to surf without kite, and now I'm trying with kite, but I have a lot of hours in the water.
That's what it's about, paying your dues and hours in the water. So obviously you live in Tarifa, around there. Where do you surf? Like if you have friends come into Tarifa, what would you recommend? What kind of locations would you say for them to go?
Yeah, in Tarifa for surf is good in El Palmar, but for surf kite is better Artibida when it's poniente and there's wave, but Tarifa is not a place for a wave.
Okay, yeah, no, Tarifa definitely isn't known for a wave, but hey, it is one of the most consistent places in the world. Come on, we got to push up. This is our local place. But Kiket, anyway, we're going to change to Spanish, okay? So, Kiket, estamos hablando de Tarifa, casita. Y estás mencionando Artevida, es uno de los sitios con viento de mar, olitas pequeñas, no tenemos lo que tenemos aquí en Punta Preta. Para gente que va a Tarifa para la primera vez, ¿qué recomiendas? Sabemos que tiene una vida nocturna muy larga y perdida, pero vamos a hablar de día. ¿Qué es lo que da Tarifa y que lo pone como uno de los sitios, una de las mecas del kite a nivel europeo y sobre todo a nivel mundial?
Pues en Tarifa tenemos dos vientos, ¿no? Tenemos el viento de levante y el viento de poniente. Cuando hay levante, para gente experta puede ir a balneario. Para Biker hay muy buenas condiciones. A veces hay olas, pero esa ola es viento muy offshore que cuesta mucho surfear. Después, para gente menos experta, pues pueden ir al Tumbao, a Valdevaqueros, que allí es un sitio muy bueno para empezar. Aunque el viento también es un poco offshore, si pasa algo siempre puedes terminar en la duna. Después, si está muy fuerte, pueden ir a Caños, que también es un sitio muy bonito. Y ya con poniente, depende de la época del año, pues vas o a Valdevaqueros o a Artibida. Pero siempre Artibida, si te gusta más surf kite, es mejor sitio.
Pues sí, la verdad, el Tarifa es que tiene kilómetros y kilómetros de playa y siendo nuestra casa podemos considerarnos privilegiados de tener un sitio como ese. Pero bueno, ahora mismo estamos en Cabo Verde, primer evento del Campeonato del Mundo, la GKA aquí en Cabo Verde, Punta Preta. Derechas perfectas. Yo estoy seguro que tú no has visto derechas así, ¿sabes? Es uno de los primeros trips que haces de surf y ves el potencial que tiene este sitio, pero una de las cosas que estamos diciendo es lo cercano que está el público. Aparte de la energía y la empatía y ese carisma que tienen los caboverdianos, están a 20 metros de ti. Tú estás metido en ese tubo, estás haciendo ese giraco y tienes a tu gente gritándote a 30 metros. En Tarifa, por ejemplo, que también tenemos un evento que va a ser a principios de julio este año, también tú siendo de ahí tienes a tus locales. Nos tienes a todos nosotros en la orilla gritándote y animándote. Explica cómo es esa sensación para un rider tener ese apoyo.
Pues para un rider tener ese apoyo, tú cuando tienes a tu gente ahí y escuchas, pues te dan más fuerza, más cosa positiva para que aterrizar todos los trucos. Si tú escuchas ahí tu gente, ves tu gente, sabes que está todo el mundo ahí, es como que te da una posibilidad extra, puntos extra de voy a aterrizarlo todo.
Pues sí, la verdad, mira, con Camil también nos hablaba, Camil, también un local en el evento de Brasil en Preá, y salió una palabra, una descripción para esto que es presión positiva, porque claro, teniendo tu gente en la playa, mola. Pero también te puede poner más nervioso porque dices, es que tengo a mi gente en la playa. ¿Cómo haces tú para canalizar esa energía y ponerlo en que vayas ese puntito más para arriba?
Sí, esto es una pregunta difícil, pero ese puntito siempre tú tienes que pensar en positivo, pensar que te va a salir todo. Si estás jugando en casa, tú sabes cómo son tus condiciones, los conoces bien, entonces no tienes que estar tranquilo, pensar en positivo y intentar aterrizar todo.
Sin duda, pues mira, vamos aquí con esta manga. Tenemos en pantalla ahora mismo Millard. Millard viniendo de Australia, navegando con Ocean Rodeo. Este chico me está impresionando mucho. Ha tenido una single eliminatoria un poquito difícil, pero ahora en la doble la verdad que le está dando caña. Y también tenemos a Elvis Núñez, que es uno de los riders más potentes, también dueño de la escuela de Kite 100 pies de aquí de Cabo Verde. El tío es una máquina. Además, yo sé que contigo se ha portado muy bien aquí en Cabo Verde. Tú has estado en su casa. Mira, qué mejor persona que tú para describir cómo es esta persona en esa licra naranja que tenemos delante.
Mira, aquí Elvis es un local de aquí, muy buena gente. Aquí lo dan todo, no tienen nada y lo dan todo para ti, te ayudan con todo. He estado quedándome en casa de su padre, en casa Antonio, y sí, muy agradecido a él. Y la escuela, muy buena escuela, muy recomendada. Muy buena gente.
Esto es una de las cosas importantes de lo que llamamos la familia de la GKA. Todos los riders al final es una gran familia, hay que ayudarse, hay que ser solidarios. Si estás en el agua, sea en una competición o no, lo importante es divertirse. Estamos utilizando la madre naturaleza a nuestra diversión y aprovechándola. Entonces muchas veces tienes que devolver esa energía. Si ves a una persona que no está teniendo un buen día, que no lo está teniendo fácil, no olvidéis que también vosotros habéis estado en esa situación. Entonces es importante lo que llama esa deportividad, esa actitud que aquí en Cabo Verde sobre todo, y nosotros que viajamos muchos con los caboverdianos como Erto, Machu, Mitu, que es un ejemplo máximo de esto como embajadores del deporte, ¿cómo explicarías tú a la gente qué tienen que hacer para llegar a esa empatía?
Esa empatía se gana cuando tú vas conociendo a la gente y tú cuando ayudas a otro, al final vas a acabar recibiendo ayuda. Si tú ves a alguien y no ayudas, no vas a recibir nada. Y eso está claro. Y siempre hay que, pues, aunque estés en un hit y pase algo a un compañero, claro, es un hit, pero si ves que es algo muy fuerte, tienes que ir a ayudar, como no. Porque es que somos una familia, hay que ayudarnos entre nosotros. Si no nos ayudamos entre nosotros, ¿quién nos va a ayudar, no?
Sin duda, hay que ayudar. Además, Kiket, tú por ejemplo eres uno de los riders más jóvenes del Tour. Acabas de cumplir 18 añitos y aquí estás dando caña y metiéndole caña a los veteranos. Siendo el nuevo del Tour, por supuesto, tú has tenido muchísima ayuda, has tenido gente como tu padre que te ha estado empujando, como Chuso, Josep, nuestro team manager de Duotón España, que te ha estado empujando en los momentos buenos y en los momentos malos. ¿Quieres decirles algo a ellos para que te ven aquí, campeonato del mundo? Sabes que todos nosotros estamos orgullosos de que estés aquí y lo que has conseguido. ¿Qué le decimos a los que están en casa?
Pues que muchas gracias, que sin ellos esto no podría haber llegado aquí a Cabo Verde y que estoy muy agradecido, que ellos lo saben, que para mí son todos ellos. Yo esto por ellos todo siempre.
Eso es, por ellos y nosotros por ti. Muy bien, mucha felicidad, Kiket, porque la verdad que has hecho un evento de la hostia. Pues mira, vamos a mencionar aquí a los chavales que están en el agua dándolo todo. Justo ahí en pantalla tienes a Millard de Australia, conectando varios giros. Una de las cosas que yo sé que tú has estado hablando con los jueces que te vayan instruyendo en esto del surf, eres nuevo. Tú tienes mucha experiencia en el freestyle, pero en el surf es donde tienes que mejorar y eso lo estamos viendo día a día. Hay que buscar esa zona crítica. Esa es la palabra que están usando los jueces. Si tú le das a la zona crítica, vas a puntuar. Claro, fácil decirlo, difícil hacerlo. Entonces, aquí, por ejemplo, Elvis es una máquina de esto. Mira, con velocidad, bajando, metiendo ese canto, boom, esa potencia. Me encanta cómo suelta esa pierna de atrás. Y con estas condiciones de offshore es súper difícil. Mira cómo se escucha a los locales gritándole, metiéndole caña, dándole ánimos. Esto es lo que queremos ver. Esta energía, estos giros, eso lo hace él, pero también lo hace para su público. Eso es súper importante y por eso este es uno de los locales más potentes que hay aquí en Cabo Verde.
Sí, tal cual. Elvis tiene mucha fluidez en la ola. Cuando va en la ola se nota un montón que va súper fluido, va con ella, la siente. Y siempre está lo que tú dices, siempre está justo en la zona crítica. Sabe esperar muy bien, por ahí en Cabo Verde tienes que estar al viento offshore. Si tú ciñes mucho, la misma ola te hace que corras mucho y no estés en la zona crítica. Tienes que ir haciendo mucha fuerza y esperando mucho a la ola para poder estar en esa zona crítica, como has dicho tú.
Pues sí, pero fíjate, Millard le lleva la ventaja. La verdad, Millard, el tío, calladito, pero productivo, Ahí está dándole martillo pilón. Entonces el tío, mira, 9,03 y luego Nunes está 8,03. Pero bueno, mira, 9,1. El tío va empujando al final. Esto es una competición, no estamos navegando por libre. Hay que meterle a los giros en los momentos adecuados en esos 13 minutos. Parece mucho tiempo, pero no lo es. 13 minutos no es nada. Y al final las dos olas puntúan. Tuvimos la suerte en las semifinales y finales de la single elimination. Teníamos aquí a Josh Angulo. Josh Angulo es uno de los windsurfistas más míticos y él lo dice. No se ha acabado hasta que suena la bocina, porque en los últimos 9-10 segundos tú puedes coger una ola, porque una de las cosas del reglamento, aunque suene la bocina, si tú estás en la ola, esa ola cuenta. Entonces no se ha acabado hasta que se escucha la campana, y creo que eso es muy importante, porque si te has pasado de esas 15 olas, ya está, estás muerto y ya no se ha acabado. Entonces Elvis, por supuesto, sabemos que tiene más que capacidades para conseguir esa puntuación, para seguir para adelante, pero tendrá un poco de presión ahora mismo, ¿no?
Sí, claro, él estará presionado porque sabe que está en su casa y que tiene que darlo todo, que él sabe que aquí es el local. Eso siempre, lo que habíamos dicho antes, ¿no? Presión positiva, pero también presión negativa. Y ahora mismo debe estar presionado porque está viendo que el otro contrincante lo está haciendo muy bien.
Sí, la verdad que el australiano, el tío, está haciendo un gran evento aquí. Ahora en la doble, pues si pasaría esta manga, pasa a la siguiente ronda, y ya estamos entrando en las rondas donde empiecen a estar... Todos son máquinas, pero donde empiecen a estar los tíos que dan duro. Pero creo que nos ha escuchado Elvis. Yo creo que viéndote aquí, tú que has estado quedándote en su casa, ha dicho, espérate, tengo que empujar mucho más fuerte. Entonces ahora mismo Elvis 10,77 y Millard 9,91. Entonces, último minuto del hit, estamos viendo energía ahí fuera. Veo que en la primera ola lo ha cogido Elvis. Esta es muy buena, esta es de las mejores. Giro abajo, ¡boom! Metiéndole con fuerza arriba. Mira cómo empuja esa cometa para abajo para seguir metido en la ola. Segundo giro, muy bien, ahí está el tío, con potencia, con fuerza. Esto es lo que reconocemos, Elvis. Ya parece que está un poco más. También, aunque no lo veis en la pantalla, tenemos a Millard. ¡Wow! Por desgracia se ha caído de esa última hora. Todavía hay 30 segundos. Entonces, si le da tiempo a Millard, puede coger una ola más, porque parece ser que viene una serie ahí. Pero bueno, 15 segundos me da a mí, Kiket, que ya Elvis Nunes va a pasar a la siguiente ronda. Entonces, mira, muy buena actuación del australiano Millard. El tío, la verdad, que ha hecho un performance increíble. Y nada, oye, Kiket, muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros. De nuevo, estamos orgullosos de ti, máquina. Felicidades por un gran evento y ahora por la próxima.
Vale, muchas gracias, Joe.
Venga, dale, grande. Pues nada, Elvis Nunes pasa a la siguiente manga, 10,77 contra 9,1, y estaremos de vuelta ahora en un momento. After the commercial. Joe Silva, perfect. Perfect, awesome. That'd be really cool. And then judges?
Tem mais mega do que Megatron. Consiga ter ninguém pra falar, já está bom. Olha a vida só na qualidade, tá bom. Bordado no inteiro, solta baixa som. Tem swag, tem tanto mega como podia abrir um cyber. Boco cham na WhatsApp, bota o cham na voz.
Maestro, ¿cómo estás?
Estoura palco, swag e repeat. Manda 50 meme e repeat. Hoje é tudo se snap e repeat. Eles perguntam, liga net e repeat. É power. Mulher de juventude não se power. Swag é costume e grita power. E bateria que te lura com power. Power aqui na hora de dormir.
Exagera na partilha. Tudo vídeo, todo dia. Entro na fotografia.
E não se pode swag, só pode, não pode.
90.000 views.
Criativo teus pacotes PST e acumula os teus megas para gastares como quiseres. Exagera nas tuas partilhas, porque tu podes.
And we're back. So next up is heat number 48. Gianmarco Rivera, República Dominicana, perdona, navegando para España, and he is going up against Arsenio Diaz, local boy, also team rider from RRD. Talking about RRD, we have the highest RRD rider in this event in Cape Verde, coming in 4th position, Francesco Capuzzo. Francesco, welcome.
Hi everybody, good morning. Here we are, day 3 in GKA World Tour here in Cabo Verde. It's another beautiful day here. The wind is on, everybody on 8-7 meters. The waves are here, so another perfect day.
Yet again, another perfect day. Day 3, as you were saying, here in the Cape Verde event. And I mean, what 3 days we've had, Francesco. I mean, wave after wave. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop. To start off the tour with waves and conditions like this, I don't think we could have asked for a better starter.
For sure. Yeah, it's already day 3. I'm really tired already. I mean, like, I have pain everywhere. It's been like 3 on fire days here, and looks like it's gonna be on till the weekend. So it's gonna be a hard week for everybody, from the judges to us, to you as well, because it's like 1 week already that you are like it's 3 days already, but it's gonna be 3 more days of live stream, and watching us riding waves is not easy from here, for sure.
I can guarantee the hardest thing is watching and not enjoying and being out there. It's great to see you guys rip, but I think after today I wouldn't mind to do a couple of hits, not like the way you guys hit it, but at least I want to get out there, enjoy these beautiful conditions here. So at the moment we have Gianmarco Rivera is against Arsenio Diaz on the water. So we have Gianmarco Rivera living in Tarifa, so from my hometown. He is one of the most veteran kite surfer riders out there. Amazing freestyler and really good in the waves. Been competing even back in the days of the KSWT. So yeah, really complete rider and an absolute destroyer when it comes to the wave. He actually does a lot of clinics. So I know he has a clinic in Dakla from the 24th or 26th of the 4th to the 2nd of the 5th. So if you want to have a wave clinic with Gianmarco, he's also opening a shop, Kite and More. So make sure you get involved with him. Really charismatic rider. You know Gianmarcos quite a lot, Francesco. Come, let's get some dirt on him. Tell me some of the inside stories.
Actually, he's one of the most funny riders on the tour. He always has a smile on his face. He's always there when maybe you are feeling tired or like a bit sad. He's always there giving some good tips and helping you to go ahead. And yeah, actually, it was my first year on tour. He was one of the guys that since the beginning he was always coming to me and say something every day. And during the competition for sure, but even during the night we have a lot of nice party like Tarifa, Fuerteventura, whatever. And he's one of the first like pushing and it's amazing. He's a really nice guy.
I'm impressed you still remember those parties. But yeah, Gianmarco, like he says, El Tigre, he is on fire, and there you go, this is why he's on fire. You can see the commitment. Like we were saying, Francesco, the judges, they're looking for the risk factor. They're looking for you to hit the lip where you think that you can't. And here we have local boy Arsenio Diaz, also your teammate from RRD, speed lining it down the wave. You want to see him going a little bit more out to the flats, back turning in and getting up. Like, for example, yourself, you're one of the best backside riders we've had at this event. Can you explain to us how hard it is and what tips you would give the viewers to improve and utilize the offshore conditions here on your backside?
Yeah, definitely. What we said that here is one of the hardest spots where to train backside for sure. But one tip that for sure I can say is to train not only in the water but even outside. I found really nice to learn how to curve on backside with my carver. I was using a lot of carver on my no wind days, and it's really helped a lot to me. And then for sure the surf. surf is one of the most important things in the kite, because what we are trying is to put all our surf experience into the kite. So just using the traction of the kite to go out, to take a wave, and then really like do proper turns. Like yes, here is hard because it's hard to go really deep on the bottom part of the wave, because with the offshore wind, you're always dragging us on the shoulder of the wave. So it's really hard to push with our feet. For sure, on the front side is easier, because with the back of your foot you can really push against the wind to go a little bit more on the deep part of the wave. But in backside, you have to use more your body and really like look at your kite more, because if it's a little bit too much down or a little bit too much up, you can really get destroyed from the wave, because it's just dragging you wherever and just pull out of the wave.
Talking about destruction of waves, you see Gianmarco there linking a few turns. This is what we want to see, linking those sections, linking those maneuvers. That would give him the higher points. So be interesting to get a few scores there. Yeah, there you go. Gianmarco's average scores, but getting a few in the bag. So 5.04. Arsenio Diaz, whoa, nice. That's what you were talking about, being able to go a bit more further out in the flats, turn around, hit the top. Judge is going to score that while he's going vertical. He's going past that 0 degrees, yeah. And we can see Gianmarco's coming in on one of the better waves of the day. Bottom turn, off the top. That's what we've... Just missing it there. He just hit a little bit by the bubble there and going down, but still good performance from both of these guys. So, Francesco, talking about teaching kites and talking about that, we know you have a kite center, a kite school back at your hometown. Tell us a little bit about this. I know that's one of the nicest locations around for sure. You know, tell us, when is the good season and when would you recommend people to come down there?
Yeah, I have a kite and windsurf school linked with a nice resort in Sicily, in Puciteddu. It's called Wind Resort. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, or even our website. It's one of the best places where you can train. We have wind from the left, wind from the right. We have thermic wind. We have nice perturbation from the Mistral, like classic northwest coming from the Sardinia. We have perfect wave, but even we have a flat spot in between the waves and the beach. So it's a perfect place to learn, but even a perfect place where to train for the competition. And during the summer, is our perfect like thermic wind condition, so we have wind around 20 knots and flat and choppy condition. And during the winter we have really nice waves both southeast and northwest. So actually we don't have a season. It's working all year long. For sure, maybe January, February, March are the 3 more like cold months, but our like temperature is not going like down like no more than 12 degrees, so it's still not too cold actually. So yes, if you want like to know something more, just write me a message and I will explain whatever you want, but I'm gonna wait you guys there.
Absolutely, definitely going to go and have to see that center down. I've heard good things about it. But yeah, on the water also we have both of these guys. Arsenio Diaz, RRD rider, your compadre, your teammate, riding really well. Nice backside style, just not quite connecting a lot of the turns here still. But I think it's general throughout the heat, because I can see Gianmarco's also not getting past that 3-point scores, Semi-early days, 4:20 left. So here we have Arsenio going down, coming out to the flats, pushing it. Let's see how he changes that foot. Boom! This is an interesting point, ladies and gentlemen. You can see, just as he was going to initiate that turn, moves that back foot backwards, so he puts the pressure on the pad, on the fins to be able to arc that turn, then come again. You can see it here with Gianmarco off the top, pushing off of those fins, getting past that first section. Let's see, joining it up for a second turn, blam, off the top. Really nice there from the Dominican. Come on, Gianmarco, dale duro. And number 3, yeah, the waves seem to be, that first section is a little bit one-hit wonders at the moment. Good, intelligent riding from the Dominicans, keeping, that's a better score, getting a 4.07, so getting a few numbers on the boards, just keeping it up, because obviously it's going to be hard. I mean, you can get a 10-point ride out of anything, but still harder to get it out of these conditions at the moment. But, talking to the fishermen, they say as soon as that moon goes down, the tide pushes up, Punta Preta will fire. So I doubt they get it wrong. And yeah, Arsenio having a little bit of a problem there. Would you say maybe he's a bit overpowered?
Yeah, maybe, but we can see like the point now today is a little bit more upwind to the normal paddle. Normally we are riding just in front of our judges, but today looks like we are a little bit more upwind, so it's a different point break even for us that this day we were normally riding more down. So actually maybe I just have to understand a little bit better the wave and just try to connect few more turns. Because now I think Arsenio is just going for one big turn to get, but yeah, like we saw yesterday, you can get a really nice reward even if you do one big turn, for sure.
You had it yourself. I remember, I think it was the quarterfinals, you had a 6.9 on one turn. It was a really good, you hit it, came up, really nice wave selection, bid set, came down, opened up in the flats, came right up and hit it right underneath the roof. So as Francesco is saying, you know, you can get a 10-point ride off of a one-hit wonder, but, you know, judges are looking to link it up. You know, in the conditions like this, they want to see those couple of turns. I mean, perfect example yesterday, Mito Monteiro, El Maestro. He was in a league of his own. Like, he was knows this place off by heart. He was actually starting a little further up on the reef because obviously he knows this place really well. Got in that wave, the one where he got in the barrel, came out, hit the wave twice all the way down, continued, then did an air. It was kind of like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is textbook riding, and that's why he's on top here. But yeah, judges are looking for connecting those moves. It is 100% surfing here. You know, the idea of the tour is to get a complete rider. So we have surfing and 100% wave here in Punta Preta. This is going down in history, 6-8 foot, you know, overhead conditions, perfect peeling waves. And then after this, we're going to be going to the flats of Dakla. So you have to be good at everything, Francesco?
Yeah, definitely. This is why we are training a lot in different conditions, side off, side on, onshore, completely off, because yeah, we are not only like surfer or not only freestyler. We are everything. We need to just try to push ourselves in all kind of conditions. Really nice wave from Gianmarcos. Oh, almost doing it, but yeah, really nice performance by both of them riders.
Yeah, both of these riders are pushing it. It definitely, as you were mentioning, it seems like the swells moves a little bit further up the reef. Talking to Paulino, it's mathematics. You really have to look at the wave, look at the water, analyze. It's a complicated thing to get in. I think it's experience. Experience definitely comes down to knowledge and being in touch with the water and in touch with the conditions and knowing how to adapt yourself around. So yeah, looks like coming into the final seconds of this heat. So Gianmarcos Rivera will be going through. Yeah, really good riding from him, and yeah, really good to see the Dominican coming through into the next round. So coming up next, we are going to have excuse me, my screen's gone blank. So I will get that information for you in a minute. But yeah, Gianmarcos 9.1 and Arsenio Diaz as 6.72. So unfortunately, that's the end of the competition for Arsenio. But yeah, really good riding from both of them. So Francesco, thank you very much for being with us. Congratulations again. It will be really good to see you in the double elimination. I can't wait for you to improve that 4th position.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna push myself as much as I can, and let's see who's gonna come from the bottom. I have an idea, but
let's see. Anything can happen. Thanks, Francesco. Bye. Ciao.
Este é o Carlos e este é o Lucas. A única coisa que têm em comum é a grande amizade que os une. Carlos é o mais seguro e relaxado. Como sabe que mais vale prevenir que remediar, tem um seguro garantia para cada imprevisto. No dia-a-dia, na saúde, na vida e no futuro. Assim, está sempre na boa. Já o Lucas anda sempre preocupado com o que pode correr mal. E não é para menos. Ainda este ano foram de férias juntos. Para o Carlos, foram umas férias super descansadas, porque tinha o seguro de viagem e de assistência em viagem da garantia, que o protegia em caso de perda ou extravio das malas e ainda lhe garantia assistência médica. Já o Lucas quase nem saiu do hotel, com medo de ter um acidente ou apanhar alguma doença, porque não estaria protegido. Já a família, o património e o futuro do Carlos estarão sempre bem protegidos. Isso é garantido. Ou melhor, é Garantia Seguros.
Okay, so we are back. So up next we have Andrade against Betancourt. This is a Cape Verdean showdown. Both of these riders very good. Betancourt making it through the doubles coming up. So now I have in the booth, we have the Aussie, James Carew. James, I mean, welcome, mate. You have had an incredible event. Coming up second, absolutely killing it in the final. How does it feel to get that second place in a place like Cape Verde?
I mean, after what happened last year, it was kind of a rough year for me. Coming back this year and getting the second in the singles, it feels amazing. Couldn't be happier at the moment. And it's still pumping, so I'm stoked to get out there in the doubles later. Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, but all of you guys were riding really well. But, I mean, you didn't even have an easy draw. You went through, you destroyed half of your teammates. So I wonder how they took that. But, yeah, I mean, you were riding really well, mate. You could see one of the, I think, highlight turns that you were having is that layback cutback. Talking to the judges, they really like how, you know, you can see how you go off the top with power and open and torsion yourself out. You're actually probably one of the only guys making that layback as big as it is. And I think Kiahi would be the other guy who isn't here, fortunately, for a lot of you guys. So, you know, explain us what you look for and what you try to perform when you're on a wave like Cape Verde.
I mean, a lot of guys that I was versing are kind of smaller guys, so they're a lot more technical than me, and they're a lot kind of more agile, so I was thinking they're going to be doing smaller turns off the top, so I'm just going to get under the lip and destroy it instead, just outweigh them with the power, and I guess it worked. It worked so far, and might try to switch it up a little bit just to mix it up, but it's been working.
Oh, no doubt it's definitely be working. I mean, second position for sure. And, you know, you are known for your power. We do call you, you know, you're the Aussie, and we haven't really had an event with consistent big waves like this. So to start off the 2019 GKA World Cup with an event like Cape Verde with Punta Preta flying, I got a feeling you were waiting for this for the last year and a half. So explain to us what these conditions are like and how you like it here.
Yeah, well, yesterday was definitely a lot bigger than today, and even the day before was bigger again. And yeah, as you said, I've been pretty much waiting for this the whole tour, just a big wave that's pumping, and it's finally here. So it's just so amazing to finally have it. It's unbelievable.
I mean, they do say patience is a virtue, so, you know, the wait was worth it, obviously getting that second position. But, I mean, also, let's talk about number one, Mitu Monteiro. This is his break, you know, his hometown. He wasn't going to give you the keys to that castle that easy. It was a very close heat, but, I mean, Mitu, I think, had the upper hand. He was going that knowledge. He also got that barrel, and then just after the buzzer, you got one as well. I presume you were trying to get that in there, but unfortunately couldn't. Tell us what you think about Mitu. I mean, you're one of the younger guys on tour. Obviously, I know Mitu's been around for a long time. Obviously, you've been watching him. What's it like to go into a final with him? Both of you guys were smiling at a place like this with the conditions we've had.
I mean, even before yesterday, I knew Mitu was a really good competitor, and he's always calm. He knows what to do, especially in a place like this where he can kite any day of the week. He knows everything. He knows exactly where to be. So I knew I was going to be on my toes the whole heat, and I didn't really know he got those barrels. I could hear the crowd, but I didn't see any of them when I was in the water. I thought it was a little bit closer than it was, but watching that heat again, it was just amazing. Seeing what he did and what the wind was like, he deserved that. It was amazing.
No, he definitely deserve it. But I want to see you going back up there in the doubles for sure. Another thing, one of the things we've been talking about during the live stream is, you know, the competitions and how to handle the pressure. I think in the heat you had against Sebastian Ribeiro, probably had one of the worst things that can have to happen to a competitor is first wave, something went wrong. You had to ditch your kite. And considering it's you, mate, you seem very calm and collected. I could just see, you know, like paddling in a wave, getting in there. Obviously, you know, Duotone team, you have a lot of you guys were a family. I could see the guys down on the left-hand corner, got you a kite up. How did you handle the pressure of, oh no, I've lost it, I got to get back out there? Because you beat Sebastian, who's one of the harder hitters here in the event, in the last 9 seconds. I mean, talk about on the buzzer, dude.
Yeah, well, when my kite dropped, I thought it was over. To be honest, I thought it was finished. And my line didn't break, it just came off, but obviously I thought it broke, so I just ditched it, went straight in. Someone gave me a kite, and then I was pretty puffed on the way out, but I knew there was time. I knew I'd taken a long time to get back out, but there was a lot of sets that day, so I was feeling all right, not as nervous as I would have been in past years. But I kind of just got my first wave and it felt really good. And then after that first wave, it was on. I was back, so it was a good heat.
You're definitely back, mate. Back with a vengeance. I mean, yeah, you could see one of the things we were talking about with Josh Angulo when he was here in the booth. In the end, it's only 2 waves count. So you got back out there. I think you probably had 4 or 5 minutes left. Selected the right waves, performed on them, and took the win. I mean, that's what it's all about. But yeah, I mean, we know you come from the surfing background. You proved it here. We knew it, but you've proved it to all of us here in Cape Verde. But one of the things a lot of the judges have been saying, you've been Rookie of the Year in the past here on the GKA, and the freestyle progression you've had, watching you how much you've improved. Especially, you took the win of the big air in Fuerteventura. I know that was the first time you've been up on that podium. Your smile was there for weeks, and then after that in Brazil also, a lot of the people say you're actually one of the guys knocking on your teammates Cosolinos with the power and the height. How, coming from that surfing background, did you take in and get onto the freestyle and the strapless aspect? Because in the end, that's what we're aiming with this tour, to make you guys and girls more complete riders.
Yeah, well, the way I saw the tour probably 6 months ago, it was really kind of separated. The wave riders were mainly wave riders and the freestyle were mainly freestyle riders. So I saw that and was like, okay, I love waves, but I know that I can do okay in the waves, so I'm going to focus on my freestyle, get a bit more rounded, and then once I'm comfortable with my freestyle, work on my waves a bit more. And at that time of the year, it was all the freestyle events, so it worked out really well for me. And as you said, the Fuerte, I was smiling for weeks, and then backed it up in Brazil, and it's just been stoked ever since, and my training's just gone to a whole nother level.
No, absolutely. I mean, you are going huge. You have the power. Now you're starting to get the consistency. Is why we can see on those strapless events, you are starting to get those top positions. So, you are an example of what we're trying to do with this tour to create that more complete ride. And I mean, you're one of the lucky guys. You're sponsored by Duotone, have support behind you, and this is a job. So explain to us. A lot of people look at this and say, yeah, you guys, you travel the world. It's really easy. Don't have to train this, that. No, I've been a competitor myself in the past. So explain to the guys that it isn't actually that easy, and how you kind of run down and train, and how much traveling you actually do.
Yeah, I mean, every day. I don't have a 9-to-5 job at home. Every day I'm just training. I'm doing whatever I can to keep my level of fitness up. I'm in the water whenever I can, and then the traveling's probably the hardest part. I live in Australia, so it takes 3 days to get to some places, and travelling for 3 days and then having to compete at your top level is a bit strenuous. But it gets hard. It's definitely fun. Like out here, it was like 6 foot, perfect, barreling. I mean, it has its times, but when you're losing heats and you're really having a bad time, it's hard. It's heartbreaking, and it's really hard. But, I mean, I love it. I'm happy to do it.
The smile definitely says it's worth it, mate. Yeah, but like James says, probably, I think everybody who's competed and travelled around the world, I think the hardest thing is the travelling. It does get strenuous, as you say. And I mean, Australia, literally a stone throw away from anywhere. 3 days is nothing, mate. I mean, it's easy, but yeah, every time I see you at an event, it was like, yeah, how long does it take you to get here? 30 hours. So yeah, but then you do live in Australia, so I'm not going to let you complain too much, but still, yeah, I mean, you have to, the amount of stress these guys go through, they train every day, but also on and off the water. It's not all about being on the water. It's like you say, keeping up that fitness level to keep away from injuries, and, have the flexibility to be able to get your body into those positions and get out of positions that think people would never do. So yeah, it is definitely a complete job. And then also social media, getting in the magazines, videos, photo shoot, pretty full calendar, James.
Yeah, it's definitely full on all the time, and sometimes it's kind of nice to get to the place and see what it's like, and be able to relax for a few days just before the competition.
Yeah, definitely. I bet it is nice to get to the place and relax for a few days. I can see when you were WhatsApping me those photos of you surfing, I wasn't relaxed. Thank you very much. But yeah, no, I mean, coming to a place like Cape Verde and to have these conditions, I think this is why we do it. You know, I mean, you on tour, first event, second position. You still got to win a heat to defend that second position, and if you win 2 more, you get crowned champion. So you know it's easy, mate. That's all you got to do. But yeah, I mean, it is amazing. And one of the things we are talking about Cape Verde is the vibe, the energy. We travel with a lot of the Cape Verdeans. Half of them are on your team. Kind of explain to me, how would you explain the vibe and the charisma that these guys do? Because they do have a special kind of energy, for better and for worse.
It's like you come to Cape Verde, imagine you're going to a place that's a small little island where all they do is kite. They love kiting, they live to kite, they have one of the best waves in the world to kite, and they're frothing it full time. They bring that with them all year around the tour. They're always having fun, always want to party, but it's also, when it gets serious, they put their heads down and work hard. So it's really good because they push you, but they also have fun. So it's the best of both worlds.
So you heard that right, Philip Becker. So when it gets serious, they put their head down and start getting on it. So there it is. That's the statement right there. But yeah, I mean, these guys are a family. It's it's really good to see everybody helping out. And even I think that's one of the things we can be proud that we've achieved on this tour. That doesn't matter what brand you are, where you're from, or how you're doing it. Everybody's there to lay a helping hand. And I think we've got to give back, and that's the important thing. Especially young guns coming onto tour. Also, you've been the young gun, not that you're old, mate, get in there, but you've been the newcomer on tour, and to have the support of the more veteran and the bigger names, I know it helps them out a lot, and that's what we want to see. So really good to see the tour evolving in that way, and now both disciplines coming under one roof with the twin tip freestyle as well. So finally the sport is being projected as one, so that's going to help to get the sponsors and make the spectacle that is kite surfing bigger and bigger. So really good to see, and interesting times here in kite surfing. So James, question, who would be the person, if you're out there on the water, if you wanted to have your perfect session and you could choose 3 mates, who would be the 3 mates you're going to be at? And the question is going to be, are those 3 mates going to be equally as good so they can take the same amount of waves, or are you going to try and use that to your advantage? Who would they be?
I don't know about this one. I think one of them would definitely be Ayrton, just because I love his style, his power, he always goes for it, and I'm pretty sure he always has a smile on his face.
Definitely.
2 more or 1 more? 2 more.
2 more, come on.
Oh my god. If it was waves, probably Sebastian as well, just because he shreds, he absolutely shreds, and seeing someone on the water like that pushes you so much more, and you want to do exactly that. Next one, I guess probably Kiket, the only other Aussie. He's not here, I'm missing him a little bit, but he's at home scoring, so he can't complain. But yeah, it's always good to be in the water with him, cheer each other on. Someone who speaks English as their first language. But yeah, probably those 3, because they probably push me the most and the most fun.
That's what you want to get, is the guys that push you the most. So yeah, James, thanks for coming to the booth, mate. Congratulations on that 2nd place. So as we said, you just got to win 3 heats to get the crown. So pretty simple task you got ahead of you, and we hope to see you absolutely pumping in the double elimination, mate. Congratulations once more.
Thanks, Joe. Good to be here.
Yeah, take care, mate. Bye. once again. Beautiful hotel, Ojo de Agua there, one of our sponsors here. We had the opening ceremony, really such a nice place. Make sure you check out Ojo de Agua if you're in Santa Maria here on the island of Sal. So coming up next we have Sebastian Ribeiro, one of the upsets, just James Carew, who was here before. As he said, he would be one of the 3 guys he would want in that magic session, but James did eliminate Sebastian Ribeiro, so pushing each other, and he's up against Lopez, so one of the locals. Sitting in with me here on the booth we have the tour manager for the GKA, Tom Hartman. Tom, welcome.
Thanks, Joe. Finally made it into the booth after 2 busy days. But it's good, yeah, to watch the action is close here. I mean, the setup here is amazing on this event. We're sitting here, the office like 20 meters in front of the beach. Perfect sets running through, and some of the best guys showing their skills.
Yeah, that's one of the beauty things of this event, to be sitting 20 meters from the events. We can shout at the guys, pretty much touch them, and try and push them on and get them further on this wave. It is a privilege, and first event of the tour, 2019 GKA World Cup, Punta Preta, double overhead, peeling right-handers. How are we going to make this better and improve this over the year, Tom?
Well, this is going to be hard, but I think it's good to kick off the season with an event like that, and especially we have the live streaming here, and we can make everybody follow us. Basically the same time we are seeing what they are doing, and I mean, of course we're really lucky with the forecast as well, but this place is just, since I'm here now for 5 days, it's delivering day by day non-stop. It's pumping here, and it's unbelievable. It will be hard to top that off the rest of the year, but we got some pretty good tour stops coming up in the rest of the year as well. So I don't think we're going to miss quality this year, and really looking forward to that already.
Yeah, definitely. The calendar is looking packed, and there are some amazing locations coming up. But yeah, it's going to be a hard one to top, but still. Talking about the tour, Tom, one of the objectives of this tour is to find that complete rider and to set events in different locations. So correct me if I'm wrong, we have 2 events we're aiming that will be 100% waves. I think we have 300% waves here at the first event. Then 2 events that are a mixed format where you mix the freestyle and the waves, normally at 80-20 or 70-30 depending on the conditions, and then pure freestyle 2 events, so 6 events total. Can you explain and run that down for the viewers back home?
Yeah, so basically we are running 2 disciplines, which is the kite surfing discipline and the freestyle discipline. And in the kite surfing discipline, it's all about directional boards riding or surfboard riding. But of course, it can be pure wave riding like here, but it can also be strapless freestyle in places where we don't have waves to run a wave competition. Or it can be a mixed format, where even in the judging criteria, you can mix freestyle moves, strapless freestyle moves with wave riding. So in the end, we're looking at the most complete directional board rider, surfboard rider, let's put it that way. And on the freestyle tour, it's a similar thing. It's a twin tip tour, so you're only allowed to use twin tip. It's basically pure freestyle wake styling. But in those events which are supposed to be strong wind places, like in the Canaries, there's going to be a big air element in it. So the Air Games tour that we were running last year is going to mix together with the wake style tour into a mixed twin tip format, which is mainly going to be freestyle, pure wake style freestyling. But as I said, the more wind we have, we announced it in advance if it's a mixed event, so that probably some of the King of the Air guys can join in as well. And we are planning to run events like in Gran Canaria and Fuerteventura, where it can have 30 knots plus, and then we're gonna have also the big air element in the judging criteria.
Yeah, that's really good. It's, I mean, super interesting point in the sport. I mean, you've been involved in windsurfing for a long time. I come from a competing kite surf background, and finally I think we can say that having all the aspects of the sport underneath one roof, pushing in the same direction, sounds easy, but it hasn't been easy to get to that point, and I think it's awesome to see. And also, you know, from an organization side, you know, outside sponsors, and to be able to go to those sponsors and say, hey, this is the sport of kite surfing, no matter if you're on a directional or on a twin tip, we want to showcase and give you this amazing spectator sport, and I think this will help and push the roof of kite surfing higher and higher.
No, absolutely. This is basically the most important point, and we are very happy to made it that far, to bring all the the tours basically that we're running before under one roof now. Marketing wise, it's going to be a lot better. Media wise, it's going to be a lot better, and it's so much more understandable for the public that there is one tour that is running basically all the World Cup events. And this was a big step. I mean, the last years, I think this was a problem that the sport had. But yeah, we finally got everything under one roof, and it was a lot of work to bring it to that point. And we just launched a new website, so everybody interested should check out on GKA-KiteWorldTour.com. That's the new World Tour website where you find all the information about every athlete on the World Tour in all disciplines, all their profiles, all events, all the live streaming. So yeah, and now we just launched a website actually a couple of weeks before this event, and we'll see. It's an important year for the sport, I think, competition-wise, I mean, and I'm pretty confident that everything's moving the right direction and we can just grow like this.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. It is definitely moving in the right direction. I mean, you know, joint forces are what can push forward, and it's awesome to see all the disciplines of this amazing sport pushing forward and showing what kitesurfing is to the world. And like you say, the new website where you can get all the information, all the live streams, all the events. So being the tour manager for the GKA, you have to manage all the different events, all the organizations. Can you explain to us a little bit? You know, people think that we just, you know, you turn up and everything's ready, the tower's there. What is it like in the life of the tour manager?
Nah, it's not like that, of course. I mean, as we're working with a lot of different organizers, so the tour, it's not that the GKA is basically organizing the whole setup on site. So the tour is always working with a local partner. Here we are having Nautic Sport Eventos, so Joe and Jada, me too. And they are the organizers, and they are bringing the GKA here to run the competition. But of course, we are depending on that local organization to set up the whole event. And this is different from country to country. So we work with a lot of different people, and some of them are events that run for a long time and have a lot of experience and have big setups, and then you have events that come new into the tour and they don't have this experience, and so we are trying to help out to make it to fulfill the standard that we need. And so there's a lot of preparation involved in the in advance. I would say a couple of months from the contract that is signed with the organizer to make sure it is on tour, and then it's a month of emailing and phone calls to get everything set up, bring the crew there, and then yeah. Well, I usually come a couple of days before the event and see that the setup is there, and like here, actually, it's amazing. I mean, you don't see that on the stream, but I mean, we are here on an island in the Atlantic Ocean, and there's not much around here, but a small village, a small town, I would say, and we have a judge tower. We got live streaming here from the beach. And to make this all possible, it's not, I mean, in Europe that's a lot easier, but on islands like here, it's a lot of effort, and we have partners like the telecom and so on that are putting up antennas to make the streaming possible. Yeah, and then another part of the job is, of course, the coordination of the riders, doing all the registrations, and the crew, making sure they get their flights to be there on time. On time. And of course, thinking also about how to develop the tour and how to. I mean, we are a big team, and it's. I think it's important that everybody's involved, from the judge, riders, tour management, event organizers. In the end, you need feedback from all the sides. To what we want to create is we want to push the sport, make it bigger, and it's important that that's also a thing that. I'm not only me, but the whole crew is involved in to think about how to develop the sport in the future and where it should go. So there's a lot of things that come into the tour management in the end.
Definitely sounds like you got a big job there. But yeah, like you say, I think I've been involved with the GKA for a few years, and I think probably one of our strong points is that everybody asks everybody, and it's a team effort. Like a lot of the decisions is very open, very transparent. So we're all in this for the passion of the sport, for the better good of the sport, as our sports director Jaime would say. We want to take it to a new level and push together. And a lot of the people involved in the organization of the GKA. You have guys with 20, 30, lots of experience from different disciplines and different sports. So I think it's important that, to have the right people involved, and that way we make the right decisions. And obviously so far it looks like everything is going smooth. It's not been an easy road, like you say, but I think we can be proud with where we are here at 2019.
No, absolutely. I'm super happy the way the event, has been so far. We had 2 amazing days, thanks to the weather and the conditions we had, but of course also on the organizational side, we got really good feedback so far from the public, from the audience watching what's going on here, and this is really, this makes us being more motivated to improve it. And well, the event is not done yet. There's still a couple of days to go. When we finish the wave action, we'll going to move into some expression session for strapless freestyle later on in the week, and we're going to stream that live as well so everybody can follow. And stoked so far. I mean, it's a good team working with, and where we are now is I think the right point, but we're not going to stop. We're going to try to improve to make it better from event to event, of course.
Yeah, we're not going to stop. We're going to be pushing harder and harder, getting bigger and bigger. That's what we want. I mean, as we've been saying throughout the whole live stream, it's about having fun. We want to show you that stoke, and you can see the riders, Tom. You look after them at all the events. A lot of the travels, hotels, etc. I think one of the things that is unique to this tour so far is the family vibe, is the charisma. I mean, you've been involved in sports events for a long, long time. What do you think about these strapless guys? They seem very down to earth. They are determined. They know what they want. They're hard-headed. They know where they want to take the sport. How do you take that energy and direct it?
Well, I think it directs itself very easily. I mean, these are guys, most of them are not new to the tour. There are guys that are competing for a couple of years, so they have a lot of experience. They know what works. What I really like about them is, especially the strapless guys now that are here, it's like you said, it's a family. They are kiting with each other the whole year, and then they go to events together, they compete against each other, but you never have this this moment where everybody's stoked for somebody else who is putting a great performance on the water, and that's amazing to see. And I think that's the difference also to other sports. That in kite surfing, in the end, the boys want to have fun, and we all want to have fun, and we want to show that to the whole world, and that's what we're doing here.
It sounds like that song. Boys want to have fun, exactly. Yeah, and the girls as well. I mean, the whole tour, all of the riders, like you say, that family vibe. They are ambassadors of our sport, and I think they portray that amazingly, and it's great to see. And like we've been saying, starting it off with a bang here in Cape Verde. I mean, this is day 3. We've still got a few days left, Tom. I don't know how better it can get, but yeah, really good to see that expression session coming up. So yeah, Tom, thank you for coming into the booth with us, giving us a little insight on how the organization and where we're going to be taking the tour. Look forward to seeing you again, and once again, thanks for being with us.
All right, thank you as well. And now keep watching the action. I guess there's a few more interesting interview partners coming up.
Absolutely, thanks again. So Sebastian Ribeiro getting past that heat against Lopez. Sebastian got kicked out early, but yeah, he is going to be coming through to the next round of the doubles. We're back. So, fellow countryman Pablo Amores from Spain, Pro Limit and Air Rush rider, against Pedro Matos from Brazil. As we said, Pedro Matos was one of the early upsets in the single elimination. Got kicked out early in the day by local rider Titi Lopez. Once again, Titi, congratulations to some amazing riding. Felicitaciones, brother. And then we have Pablo Amores has been doing very well in this event, going further and further. Really impressive to see him, this Spanish rider. Also, fellow countryman and local boy from Tarifa, so great to see him push it forward in this event. Muy buena, Pablo. Orgullosísimo estamos. So, coming into the booth, I have Nicola Abdi from Bulgaria. Also, Red Bull rider, RRD rider. Congratulations, Nicola. You've done a really good event. That was some hard hits there. Welcome, and what do you think of Cape Verde?
Thank you. Well, Cape Verde is just an amazing place, really. Amazing people, amazing spots, amazing conditions, and amazing vibes. I mean, I just love the place, really.
Yeah, that's a lot of amazings. It is amazing, you can see, but definitely one of the things we've been saying is the vibe, the energy. This place, it has soul, and I know as soon as anybody meets any of our Cape Verdean riders or come to this place, I won't need to explain this again. It is exactly that, the vibe. So, Nicola, is this your first time here in Cape Verde?
No, I came last year for the GKA competition here as well. And yeah, had a lovely time. Last year we didn't get so much waves. This year we have been riding waves for the last 2 weeks every day. Really sick conditions with riding with all the locals that are truly pushing the limits out here.
Yeah, the locals are really pushing the limits. That's one of the things we've been saying is the local talent. It's impressive to see the level they have, but Punta Preta as a home break, you're obviously going to be good at surfing. Yeah, they're really, really impressive to see how they have the knowledge of the break. I mean, talking to Paulino, this is mathematics. You know, you have to look at the ocean, look at the wind, analyze it, and see how to perform as hard as possible. On screen now, like we're just seeing, the Brazilian Pedro Matos performing really well, linking up that turns, nice off the top there, little bit of spray. This is what we're talking about. It's knowing where to hit the wave and how, Nicola.
Yeah. It's riding this spot is quite hard actually. Selecting the good wave to have a good wall to do some turns is quite hard, especially today when the swell is smaller now. And this is what judges are looking for. This is what riders are looking for. Linking up turns, having the good flow, and doing as much snaps as possible.
Yeah, that's the way, doing as much snaps as possible. Like Nicola is saying, it's linking those sections together. That's what the judges are looking for. They are looking for the commitment, looking for joining those maneuvers, getting it, linking those sections, getting those higher scores. I mean, Nicola, explain to us a little bit. You've been riding here, riding really well. Nice little barrel on that last heat. You got to cover up. The barrel in surfing is what most people will say is the best sensation in the world. Explain to it how it feels on a kite surf.
Well, it is truly the best sensation. I just love the feeling, to be honest. It's getting the barrel gets you in another world. Lets you really feel the power of the wave, and it's really beautiful. I still don't know how to get barreled so good. I'm doing my first barrels, true good barrels, getting out with speed out here. But it really is an amazing feeling.
I mean, it looks like an amazing feeling. I know you're still getting your head around and learning how to do it. Explain to us, as you're at that point where you are learning new sensations and trying to get in sync with those barrel waves, how do you approach getting in the tube riding situation with a kite surf?
Well, first of all, I have been looking at the break for the last few days, knowing where the wave gets a barrel. Then I have been looking the locals and trying to understand where they get barreled as well. And then I get out and try to see the nice wave, that is not gonna close out, I try to get close to the lip as close as possible before getting into the barrel. If I see that the section is gonna barrel, I try to lose a little bit of speed so that I don't run away from the wave. And then, bend down and sneak in.
That, I mean, waves are a little smaller today. It looks a little bit harder out there. I think wave selection is going to be a big thing for the riders. You can see Pedro Matos here has taken off on a couple of waves, getting some good scores. So he's obviously, he wasn't happy when he got kicked out of the single elimination. The Brazilians, they have fire. He was not a happy camper when he got kicked out so early in the round, but definitely looks like he's got his sink in. He needs to conserve this energy. This is also one of the things about competitions, Nikolai. Like, he is going to have to do just enough to get past the person against him so he can conserve some of the energy, because he has a long way to go if he wants to get a good result in this event.
Yeah, I think so too. Like him losing as well, Arten losing as well. I think these guys are gonna get the doubles super motivated and make their way all the way to the top. Yeah, these guys are super strong. They're one of the best surfers out there, and I really think that they're gonna be motivated and do their best and get to the top positions for sure.
Absolutely, and there he is, just smiling for our photographer Itver. You can see him there with his yellow helmet, just in case they smile a little bit too much and go over his head. So yeah, Itver, one of the best photographers in the sport of kite surfing. You'll see him on the magazine of Kite World, all of the different kite magazines. He's always got some of the front covers, also doing some of the photo shoots for Air Rush, Mystic Kiteboarding. Definitely really good to have him involved on tour, getting those shots, the money shots, as we say. So Nicola, touching on photography, one of the things of a rider is getting what we call coverage, is getting exposure. These days, social media is a very important thing. Back in the days when I competed, we didn't even have the social media. I am that old, and you can say, and it would be more on the paper magazines. But how do you come to get those connections? What do you have to do to be able to promote yourself as a rider? Because it's an important aspect to get the support from the sponsorships to be able to do a tour like the GKA.
Yeah, absolutely true. Kite brands, clothing brands, everybody is looking for social media and social exposure, and everybody really wants to be out there in the social world and to get more views, more likes, and to get to more people. It is definitely a hard thing. To be honest, I'm not the kind of guy that really likes to be into the phone doing the social media stuff, but I have to, of course, because it's a big part of the game now. And yeah, first of all riding, and then getting someone good to do the shot. As we can see here, Idwer is getting the absolutely sickest shots of the waves and sessions we get. And yes, then we post and hope to reach more people and hope that people also like what we do.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that always comes up is portraying the lifestyle. It's not all about the water. It's not all about it off. It's showing your followers that kind of lifestyle you have. And yeah, it's sometimes, I'd agree, the phone, it's these days, the modern age, a lot of it is the extension of the hand, and sometimes a little bit too much. But, it is such an impressive tool. It does allow you to get to places that you couldn't before. And I think, if used intelligently and smartly, it really is a big advantage. But yeah, also getting content, not just on the social media, being an ambassador. I think one of the biggest important things for a rider is to be an ambassador of sport. A lot of the kids look up to you guys, see you on the water, but I always say you have to be a champion on and off. I think that's a thing they've taught me since I was a youngster and a young rider, and it's done me well so far.
True. Before all and most of all, kiting is a way of life, and kiting has that special society of people that are different from other people, that are special in many different ways. And before everything, we're competing, but we're friends, and we're trying to promote a lifestyle that is really beautiful, actually. And yeah, it's really important that before getting out there on the water and shredding and showing who you are, it's really important that you show your really good personality and vibes outside of the water. Because at the end, this is who we are, and what we do on the water is just another side of us.
Absolutely. I mean, those are the trades of a complete person and a complete kite surfer. So yeah, good info here from Nicola. We can just see Pablo front and center. You actually came here a week with Pablo. He's been having some really good riding, and hopefully he's getting that kite. Oh, dodged the bullet. Hopefully he'll be able to lift his kite up after that one. Pablo's been riding really well. I'm very impressed with his riding skill. He's improved hugely over the last season and been getting some really good waves. Really cool to see him getting so far forward in this event. But he is up against Pedro Matos, one of the top surfers. But hey, anything can happen, you know. It's not over until the buzzer, and everybody can win any heat.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed for Pablo. He's a really amazing guy, amazing rider. Super fun guy to be with. I have been traveling with him on the last stops of the GKA last year, and now here as well. I'm totally enjoying my time with him, and yes, this guy is truly pushing the limits, truly pushing himself, and as you can see, he's really loving what he's doing out there. So finger crossed, and let's hope he can get further into the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good example. He is pushing himself. He's really dedicated, and you know, he's also from my home spot, Tarifa, and you can see he's always out there, always keen. Has what we call the stoke, like you say. He's always happy and getting it. I mean, that's what will push you to make you go further. And so yeah, really good to see him this far in the event. But unfortunately, looks like he's having a little bit of an issue. Can't seem to get his kite back in the air. Hopefully, you know, send some wishes his way. Hopefully he's been doing all right. I mean, he's 7.8 and Pedro Matos only a 10.9, so close rides here. So Pablo doing well against the Brazilian, and then Pedro looking for those smaller waves on the inside. Let's see, just coming into the last minute of this head. You know Pedro, Nicola. What do you give us some insight on this Brazilian? You travel with him a lot. You've seen him at events. What do you think of his riding style? What, like you say, one of the better surfers. Give us a little bit of insight here on Mr. Pedro Matos.
Well, Pedro Matos is truly a super strong surfer. As we all know, he has been pushing the freestyle as well. Lately, he has been sending out one of the best tricks. But for me, really impressing is the way he surfs and he kite surfs. This guy has a really amazing sensation of the wave, has a super powerful style and absolute perfect flow for me. For me, this guy is really one of the guys I'm looking to and trying to reach in surfing. It is a hard way. He is super good, but I really hope I can go kiting like him one day.
Oh, for sure, and you're not far off. I mean, you have done very well in this competition, and once again, Nicola, congratulations. But yeah, Pedro Matos is going to be moving forward into the next round. Pablo, muy grande, buen evento. So Nicola, thank you for being with us, and we will see you soon.
Enjoy, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nicola, take care.
Matos.